Yeah, so here we go. Hell yeah. How do we like reset? There we go. Must be not too bad too, though. Oh yeah, we're rushing this for sure. Alright. Let's get started, boys. Damn, Path Exile's popping right now, man. What's up, Panic? How you doing? Get started in just a second. These are all actually really good. Is there like chant? Oh, this is actually pretty good. I don't know if that one's really not necessary. But yeah, getting those 3 first shock nodes will be really, really good. And then also this one's pretty nice. We get some pen, increase area of effect. But yeah, we're pretty much just going to go Ellie, and then this one's actually pretty good. Get some extra movement speed. Yeah, this is pretty much, I would say it hasn't changed, but we're going to definitely get that one first. Companions, dams, I don't care about that. I think owl feathers give you like more. %60 of your main hand's damage. I think that so far this is what I'm going to go. I don't really know how good it's going to be, so we'll kind of play it by ear. During flask effect, that's like really bad. Well, I guess there's some damage pen, but I don't really feel like I need that pen. I recall there being some good projectile. Unfortunately, like, I guess it's like 10%, but I guess getting the accuracy isn't that bad. Because the other option is what, to go down, like down here, and I'm okay on that. We really shouldn't need accuracy rating anyways on this character, but since I'm not going to get that much into it, okay. Alright, let's go. Let's hop on, man. Cleanup in progress. What does that mean, man? Oh. Day one. Should have opened that up a little earlier, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Don't panic. I've played PoE all the time when it comes out. But it's going down like 100 at a time, so it's 100 per like second. Yeah, 30, 100 per second. So what is that? Like 2-3 minutes? Think it's a long queue? Nah, this is nothing, dude. This is 23,000 nothing, man. This is totally fine. This is like light work, man. I've been in games where the queues are like 4 or 5 hours and then you get kicked and then you gotta reset. That's where it actually matters and that's where I actually hate it. But like this is... You think we'll be done in 50 minutes? No. We already went down 2,000 in like not even a minute. So yeah, this is like 3 minute queue time. But I guess I have time to go take a piss. But I'll be right back. Alright, look, we took a piss and we're like down 10,000. See, we're at 23,000, right? See, I told you it wasn't that bad. But will the servers hold on day one? Ah. You know, we'll see. I mean, I don't have high expectations for it to be 100% smooth, but I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope the servers day one work perfectly fine and there's gonna be no problems, Kappa. But that's being like pretty hopeful. Let's go to Mobilytics real quick. Mobilytics, so I can make a. Well, I'm just gonna basically use my old build because I don't know what the new skill tree is. Because sometimes they don't release things till like the very end. Okay, let's see. I shot. Okay. Dang, when did we last play this? Oh, okay. Did not do campaign? Amazon day one. That's kind of old. Dang, dude. Look at so many people are on all the Path of Exile websites and stuff that it's fine. We could just make a new build. Create. Yeah, it looks like I'm guessing that all the servers are going to be wrecked on all the websites. But I can tell you for sure we're going to go Huntress. We're going to go the brand new class, the SpiritWalker. Okay. And we'll have to import the character. What's the name of this league again? Runes of Aldur? Runes of Aldur. Oh, whoa. I just need Runes of Aldur. Why did it copy all of it? Okay, here we go. And then, yeah, well, obviously we don't have the POB yet, but that'll come out soon. Alright, we're at 1585. Oh! Still working. What's up, Sparrow? I'm streaming when the sun's up. Dude, I woke up early just for this. Yes. So, what can we put... Okay, I think we can create a new character. Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Let me go start up the TikTok stream, and then we'll be ready to go, boys. Hell yeah. Am I getting the P3? Yeah, you know it, Black Sparrow. You already know, boy. It's time. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. We can't have the drum and bass. As much as I like it. I actually like the Path of Exile soundtrack, so it's good. All right. So let's get started, guys, on a brand new player's full walkthrough from the start to the end. I recommend you guys to watch this all the way if you're a brand new Path of Exile player because there's so much to go into this game. So let's go ahead and create a brand new character. And you want to make sure you select Runes of Aldur, which is basically like the new season. So do not select any of these if it's your first time because hardcore means when you die once, that's it. But solo self-found is something that Diablo currently doesn't have, but what it is it makes it so you cannot interact with trading, and you definitely want to trade in Path of Exile if you're a new player. So we are going to be playing the new class. There will be some areas that will be kind of brand new, but anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I recommend you guys to select the Huntress or the Ranger, because ranged in Path of Exile is a lot more beginner friendly. But either way, you can actually select either one of these. They're going to be very, very similar. But if you want to play the new class, and what I recommend you guys to play as well, is the Huntress, because you get to basically have a boss as a pet. But they are both kind of interchangeable with what we're going to do. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So if it's your first time here, I'd really just recommend selecting the Huntress because, again, most people want to play the new thing. So let's go ahead and get started. So you have to name your character, make sure it says Runes of Aldur, and then we're going to go ahead and create our character. And we won't be watching the cutscenes or anything like that, but we will show off everything. So yeah, it'll be the full guide from start to finish. If you guys are wondering what build we plan to go, we're going to start off with Lightning Spear. We'll see how things are going. Sometimes it kind of depends on what drops in terms of like what we want to play. It's still all going to be elemental, so these things will still scale perfectly fine. So you can move with mouse or WASD if you want to select it. I guess it just goes ahead and has that thing pop up. But one thing I really want to show you guys what you want to do in this game, which is very important. I'm going to also bind Q from my movement, but change your keybinds if you want to. But there's one thing that I really want to go ahead and show you guys that's very, very important that you guys go ahead and look at if it's your very first time playing, because the point of this is a full walkthrough and guide. So throw this video on your phone or like on a second monitor over here. But check at the settings. If you want to copy my settings, feel free to go ahead and do so. But there are a few things that I would definitely recommend you guys to change. So under map, under options, UI over here, you want to go to where it says Landscape Transparency. This removes all of the clutter in the top right. This is very, very key to have it all the way low so you don't get confused on things. And then if you want to change transparency, feel free to go ahead and do that. And I always get asked this, how do I zoom out on the map? Just zoom out all the way. It just lets you see more. I mean, depending on your resolution, I'm assuming most people are 1920 by 1080, but you know, if you're at 1440p, adjust this to whatever you prefer. But those are the settings that I really like. Again, you may want to change some of your keybinds. We're just gonna have no filter for this playthrough, but we'll talk about loot filters later because it's totally fine to have no filter. But anyways, yeah, don't worry too much about the like graphic settings. You can change that if you need to, but let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna talk to this NPC, and he's going to get wrecked. And then we're going to grab that. I like how it gives us a tutorial. But now we're going to have two skills. We have a spear stab and a spear throw. So if you right click, it'll throw the spear. If I left click, it'll be a melee attack. This game will feel very heavy at the start, which is 100% normal. But it will get way faster. Also, one of the coolest features that they added is you can hold down space and you can actually run. But if you get hit while you run in Path of Exile 2, you get knocked to the floor, and 9 times out of 10 you're probably dead. So don't run unless you're okay with the area being kind of open. So if the area's open, you'll be a-okay. But if there's a bunch of monsters right next to you, try not to run. We're going to get a buckler. It should automatically equip it. There is also the ability to block, but I'll be honest, it's something we're not going to engage with. So what you can do is you can do like these parries and stuff. It's kind of a cool concept in theory, but in reality, people just want to push one button and attack. And I totally get that. Me too, man. But you don't have to kill every single enemy that you see, but ideally getting level 2 can be kind of nice if you can. Because we're going to be coming up to our boss very soon. So we got Whirling Slash. This is a skill. In order to use the skills in PoE2, we actually left click to pick it up, and we're going to socket it in. And then it's going to say left click to bind the skill over here. But it's already in here. We just have to kind of put it wherever we want to. And now when we hit W, it's going to use the skill. And this can actually be something that you may want to read. Actually, let's actually go over kind of how the skills work over here. So how the skill gem works, and also we'll talk about the tree also. There's a lot to actually talk about in the game. And if you ever need to find out what the hotkey is, it is... Where is it? Oh, right here. Where's the... Okay, it's right there. So if you click right here, where there's like these little 3 lines, you can see like your inventory, like all of these have their own hotkeys. But the one that we're going to be showing off is the skills panel, which is, I think this is default too, it's G. But basically, you can see our skill, and mousing over is pretty important because you'll see that it says it's a melee, it's a strike, it's staged, it's wind. So it performs a circular slash that kicks up a whirlwind, slowing enemies and blinding them in its area, leaving the area collapses a storm, which deals damage and knocks back. So it is kind of important that you read some of the stuff if it's your first time, and you want to play with another skill that I'm not using, but honestly just try to use some of the skills that I use. As long as it's elemental, it's really not that big of a deal though, because that's what we're going to scale when we actually put in our skill points, or our passive points. But you can see how the skill works. So if I walk out of it, it does damage, and it blinds them. So let me see, does it even explain blind? It's basically going to affect their accuracy rating, which is how often they're going to be able to like actually hit you. These actually do a lot of damage, so in Path of Exile, you never want to hold still. In this game, you can move and attack at the same time, which is actually something really cool, and I love it. It's so great that they have this. But this class will be very easy. This will be very beginner-friendly, and you can always dodge roll out of the way. Also, one thing that's really important is dodge has no cooldown, and it doesn't have any charges. You can infinitely spam dodge. Dodge will also cancel all of your current animations, so if you're in the middle of an attack, you can break it by just rolling. So yeah, very helpful. But we want to try to get to level 2 before we fight the boss, because it'll make things much easier. Dodging also changes your character's like size, so you can kind of ignore some unit collision. Alright, so we just got our first passive point. Also, if we hit the checkpoint, you'll see that these flasks should recharge as well. Alright, I know it's very overwhelming at the very beginning to see this giant skill tree, because it is very massive, but don't worry, we'll mention everything. Yes, the new season just came out. But as far as what we're going to do, try to copy this exactly, although there are some errors. Well, I'll mention, like, if you want to go for this, it's, like, not that big of a deal. But we're going to get some attack damage over here, so we can do some more damage. If you want to, like, this tree, what I'm going to do is, in the description, or if you're watching this on TikTok, you just have to go find the YouTube video, but it's the same title, is that we'll have, like, the Path of Building, which is a website that will show the build. So that way, if you needed to use it as a reference while you're leveling up, like, I open it up, I put a point in, and it's, like, too fast, you'll have those resources as a new player, and that will really help out. But this is our first boss fight over here. We're pretty much just going to throw spears at him. Now, when you hear certain sounds like that, you want to roll away. He actually has a slam attack. Most of the slam attacks in Path of Exile will one-shot you as a class that we're going to be heavily invested into evasion, so we won't have that many defenses for tanking a slam attack, but to be honest, slam attacks are meant to be dodged in, you know, this sort of a game. It's like standing in a very giant AoE in other video games. But, like, there's usually, visually, the character will glow red. And so, like, you can see, like, the character glow red, and that's to indicate he's going to do something that's going to hit you for a lot of damage. But whenever you feel scared, just start dodge rolling, to be honest. In the earlier stages, most of the bosses, they're relatively fair. I say relatively because, you know, it's okay if you die. This is one of the hardest games, I would say, for in the action RPG genre right now. So you can see, when he does that, we just move out of the way, just do a little dodge roll. And so a lot of bosses will spawn in ads. The ads are supposed to be for you to basically recharge your mana flasks if you need it. It's kind of what they are designed for. But as far as what we're playing, to answer your question, we're going to be playing Lightning Arrow / Lightning Spear. It's kind of like whatever drops, but most of the stuff should be very similar. So you can see, like, if he hits us, it's not going to one-shot us, but it will definitely two-shot. Bosses can also crit in the game, so that's a mechanic that is something that can be very dangerous with a evasion-based character, but he's going to drop a bunch of items. We do want to collect all the items. And look, we can identify them, like just like in Diablo 1 and 2. You can identify them and throw the items on. And now we're going to go to the first town. Yes, the new season. What's the theme for this? Oh, there's like so many mechanics once we get there. I'll show you. In my honest opinion, what's better, D4 or PoE2? You know, I'll be honest, I like both of the games. Also, if you see any of these loading screens, the game, when it launches in the very first week, there's always a bunch of times where like the server stability may be a little bit rough. So we're just going to accept this quest, and we're going to go ahead and actually now show off a really helpful website. But first, let's get our first skill. So what we can do is we can right click on this, and you can see all of the skills. Unlike Diablo, in Path of Exile, you have access to all of the different skills that are tied to the weapon. We're going to be really sticking to these two though over here, and like we can literally use Lightning Arrow at level 1, but we have to have that weapon. Some skills require a very specific weapon archetype, and this is basically like kind of like a quest marker, which has like a little like nail on it. But we can also buy different items from these NPCs, and in this game there's actually gold. So if we wanted to, let's say, buy like a different item over here, unfortunately we can't get the bow yet, but we'll get a bow relatively soon, because I'll be honest, I really feel like bow is very easy to level up with, and it's super beginner friendly. But we're not going to be able to buy anything as right now. We have to kind of stick with the spear, unfortunately, for just a little bit, but it won't be that big of a deal. So now we can get explosive spear. This does actually significant amount of damage. The downside is that it takes a little bit of time before it explodes, but it's just going to be a temporary skill. We'll swap off of it. But if you like it, you can actually stick with it, because we scale elemental damage for the most part, and it's totally fine. So now we're going to put this over on the right click. So you just left click and then left click again. Now we have explosive spear on right click. And then I'm going to put my left click, or if I wanted to change the button, because I'm never going to use block. If you want to use this parry, honestly, you can try it, but I think it's an absolute waste of time to teach this mechanic, because it's really not necessary at all. But I'm just going to throw the spear throw on the other buttons, and if you want to change your keybinds, obviously do that whenever you want. And then also in town, what these wells will do, they will fill your flasks up. So if we're like out of mana or we're out of HP, then we can actually use that. But there's one super useful tool I want to show you guys, which is going to be Path of Exile quests. Oh, Path of Exile 2 quest. I forgot what the name of the website is. Does anyone know what the website I'm talking about is? Yeah, let me find it. I forgot the name of it. It does all of the axe. Hold on. Oh, it's PoE Axe. PoE Axe. There we go. PoE2axe.com. That's the website. No! Did the website get shut down? No! I need this. Hold on. I actually need this website. Dang, did they remove that? Oh, shoot. I think that website got deleted. Hold on, we might have to use like max roll and mobilytics, which I don't mind. I should use mobilytics. Okay. In order of obtainability. Okay. Okay, I mean, this one's pretty decent, but I actually really like that other one because it had like this checklist. Wait, this is PoE. This is not the right one. That's PoE 1. But shoot. We're going to be doing lightning spear, lightning arrow. Dang, did they really delete that website? No, please don't tell me this website got deleted. All right. Okay, this is not that bad. Dang. Yeah, I'm thinking about like how I want to do this, because it's not very good. Does anyone know if there's like another website similar to that, the one that got deleted? Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if the max roll's pretty good on this one. This was like not, dude. It's like the old website was so much better. Damn, that's really unlucky because Oh, this is like additional one. Okay, yeah, I don't really like that one. I want the full walkthrough. That's really unlucky. Damn. I'm really hoping that the website is just there's too much traffic and it's gonna come back. But this one's not bad. This one's better, like, because the issue that I have with this one over here on Mobalytics is that it doesn't tell you the quests in order. But this technically is what we want. Let's see if they have like a quest, because I should use Mobalytics since I work with them. Let's see if there's like. I was expecting that website to work, so I didn't even bother having like a backup. All Guides Mechanic Endgame Guides. Let's see. Campaign. What is this? Permanent buffs. Oh yeah, this one still tells you what the buffs are, but I want the order of all of the. Yeah, PoE X. Let me try it one more time. Maybe there's just too many people using the website. Nah, dude, the website still doesn't exist, dude. I don't know if they got shut down or what. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect this to happen, but let me see if there's... Order Mobalytics. See if Mobalytics has like a PoE... Oh, there's a layout guide. Hold on. I've never seen this before. Is this new? Wait, this one's not too bad. Clearfell. Wow, this is actually pretty interesting. I'm not sure if that one's going to work. But we can try it. I'm totally down to try newer things. Glowing roots would lead you? Oh, what the heck? That's like actually new. Magical mushrooms. What the heck? Okay. That's very, very interesting that they did that. All right, well, let's try out this one. You know, we're going to try out using both. Okay. So let me grab dish, and then we will continue. Sorry, guys, that there was a little bit of a yap sesh over there. But the website that I used to use, which was PoE X, which a lot of people used, it's, I guess, shut down, and or right now, the league just came out. So we're going to be using these websites for now, but if the other one comes back up in the middle of the playthrough, we're going to use that one because I'm super used to it. But basically, what we're going to be doing is doing kind of a checklist as far as like a walkthrough here. So the first thing that we already did, we already got to the town over here, and now we just have to go to the next area, which is going to be allowing us to get a bonus, which will then grant us additional resistances over here. So there are certain quests that you really want to do in the game, and Mobalytics actually has a really good tool, and again, I will link these, or just, you can search them up if you just go to like PoE to the campaign guide. But it's really helpful to visually see kind of where you need to go. And I think that this is a really good thing that Mobalytics has. So basically, once we're in the area here, Clearfell, we're just going to go pretty much towards this boss. And you'll see where it says Boss Barrier. And this is a permanent buff that we get, which is 10 to cold resistance. So let's just do this kind of one step at a time. Like I said, the other website that I used to use was, I'll be honest, I like that one the most because I'm used to it. But it's just visually helpful to see kind of the pathing that you can go. And it's not always going to be, I think, 100% accurate, but yeah. The other website was PoE Axe, which basically gave you all of the quests in order, and you would kind of like check them off. It was so beginner friendly, and it was really nice. So basically, we're just going up and to the right.
Watch your step.
But there may be a new league mechanic, and we'll check out the new league mechanic as well. So this is our new skill, by the way. This is the Explosive Spear. So you can see it takes a while, but then once it explodes, it will do damage. But we can still mix in other things while we're waiting for it to explode. But honestly, I really dislike this skill because you cannot really spam it and get value. And keep in mind, this game is very difficult. So if you die in the earlier stages, don't worry. That's like normal. There we go. So we can actually put, let's say, spear throw here, and then I can, if I want to change up the hotkeys, we can. But pretty much what you want to do is you want to throw one explosive spear, because we're only allowed one right now. Later, this could change, but I really dislike the skill. But it's like the only thing that we have really access to in the very beginning that's like what I would consider good enough. But you can see kind of how it works. But yeah, see how if I throw an additional one, it won't keep the current one. So that's why you can only do one at a time. What's the play this league? We're going to be playing the SpiritWalker, which is the brand new class.
Always someone in need of rescuing, isn't there?
Oh, that was a lot of damage, actually. But yeah, like I said, if you feel squishy, don't worry. Like, everything feels... The first, like, 4 hours of the game, you will feel relatively squishy compared to later. But there may be some new things that we encounter that are brand new to this, like, league or this season, because it's brand new. And we have not done these things yet. So like I said, we're not going to listen to the Yap Sesh, but we will try out some of the newer stuff. So I think what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to open up the rune. Okay, so monsters gained cannot be shocked or chilled, and all damage can shock and chill. Now we, I guess, press the open button. This is brand new. Okay. So now we have to put in, oh, we select a craft. Okay, so we get to get one of these. And then we can now get this. Okay, cool. So this will guarantee a small little upgrade for us to throw into our spear. So we can go and maybe throw one of these down, and then enemies are going to come out. We'll see if these are even worth doing, because sometimes these are so overtuned, and this happens almost every single league, where they're like, hold on guys, I guess these are overtuned for the lower levels, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be worth it. Remember, they're going to have to walk into it. Okay, maybe that was a little bit too far away, but... Because if you throw the explosive spear directly on them, what will happen is... they will just walk past it a lot of times. Unless you're standing right next to it, which you can do, but then you're tanking it. Now we get to Shatter the Remnant. So I think that this just grants us the reward. Okay, cool. That was a decent, actually, amount of reward. That was 100% worth doing it. Because some of these, I would tell you guys, like, it's not worth doing. So anything that it's in this like gold text, you want to pick it up. These are like, basically it's like the currency in the game. So if you happen to get these, because it's random if which ones you're going to get, potentially. But just to show you guys how it works, we're going to convert our white item, which is a common like item, which has got no stats on it. So it's going to be a normal item, is what it would be considered, to a magic with 1 modifier. Now we have 1 to 4 fire damage. That's going to significantly increase our DPS. So if I like mouse over, we can see... our DPS by hitting G. You can see what our DPS goes up by. It actually went up probably a decent amount. And then with the Orb of Augmentation, we can upgrade a magic item with a new random modifier, so we can add another one. Now we just got 5% attack speed. Cool. So now I have 5% more attack speed, and not only do I do 5 to 9 physical, but I also hit for fire damage now. So that's a really nice upgrade.
That was impressive. Well,
so anytime we see those, we're pretty much going to interact with it, because it's 100% worth it. But yeah, the spear throw itself is good enough, honestly. But we get lightning spears so early on, don't worry about, like, if you really hate the explosive spear, because I honestly really hate it. It's basically like Frost Bomb in PoE 1, which is like a skill that it does significant amount of damage, but it has this like mechanic where it has a delay, and like I said, we'll swap off of it. Should you start with a new season? Yeah, so if you want to engage with a new season, just like in Diablo, you got to make a new character, and you got to level up from level 1 now. Yes, this is the new Path of Exile update, to answer your question. Yeah, it just came out today. The Runes of Aldur. Okay, so remember, we want to actually do a boss over here, and it looks like, oh, she even says come back over here. Okay, so we want to, in this area, which is Clearfell. Let me clear out the monsters. Oh, one thing to mention is that if you hit escape in this game, it will actually pause, which is very nice. So it wants us, it tells us to ignore Mudburrow, which is good. So basically what we want to try to do in this area is we want to find this boss barrier so we can get some extra bonus resistances. So we're going to look for this boss real quick. And we should see some like frost in the area. But I'm hoping that those maps were already updated. But this thing just came out, so some websites will be incorrect with some stuff, but that's just like very normal. So we'll kill some more stuff along the way. And for the next level up point, we want to get the increased damage. If you get any armors, you can also add those like different stats to the armors as well. But we're really just looking for, okay, here it is, because we can see like the ice. So this is going to give us a bonus on our resistances to cold. But she's actually quite challenging. Just keep on moving and shooting. The key in Path of Exile is to never stop moving. Oh, I'm gonna roll all the way. So sometimes it can get pretty dicey too, because you have all these monsters and trying to get hit by the runes that go on the ground with her. And don't worry if you die, there's really not that big of a penalty if you do die. But the only thing we really wanted was this plus to 10 to cold rest. So if you want to check your resistances, if you hit C as in cat, this will open up and you can see all your resistances. And boom, with this permanent 10 cold resistance. So that's the only thing we really wanted from this. And if you do get other items, you can identify them, slap them on. This one has some extra armor and grants us energy shield, and we can go ahead and use this as well. Now we got some extra resistances, which is cool. So also, since we just got a checkpoint, I will show you guys how this interaction works. So checkpoints let you teleport to anywhere that you have a checkpoint. Usually, how it works is to the exit of other areas is a checkpoint. So if we got this like side quest area, like towards the bottom, there's usually a checkpoint. Now we're gonna go to Grailwood. So let's see if this website actually kind of tells you where to go. So so now it tells us to go to Grailwood. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I think both these are pretty good. This one, like, hopefully they tell you that it's optional. Yeah, because like I don't ever do this optional quest. So it gives you an extra gem for a skill point, but for a skill gem. But we won't really need it because, well, right now we only have one skill. And it's not like there's another skill that we can really use that's really good. So now that we're in this area, Grailwood, and if you ever need to find out where you're in, if you hit tab on the top right, this is how we change the minimap, by the way, to go from the top right to in the middle of the screen. So now we're at Grailwood. So what's the next step? Let's see if they tell us. Well, there's a skill gem if we kill the boss, the Bramble Ghast. We have Extra Flask, which is at a hut, and we have Grim Tangle and the Tree of Souls waypoint. So let's see what they even tell us. There's actually a lot of new updates to make the game much easier because it is kind of confusing, to be honest. So we have several different areas that we can go to. It's kind of whatever we see, to be honest. But this is like an optional one. This is an optional one that gives you a flask, but we just need to really get to the Grim Tangle. That's our main area that we need to go towards. So let's go ahead and do it. Looks like it's kind of in the shape of a diamond. But yeah, let's keep it going. But some of these, sometimes what they do is they twist the map as like there's a new season just to mix it up. How am I liking it? I mean, the rewards were definitely good for the league mechanic, so that's good. But the first 1 hour, or like the first few hours of Path of Exile 2, it's very, very slow. But I actually like how it feels. It actually feels kind of nice. Pick up all of the gold tech stuff because these are items that we can use. And maybe we can get boots with movement speed. I think we got some boots right here. Identify these. Oh, we got some extra mana, some strength, which will give us extra HP. Yeah, the world is relatively hostile in the first few moments, so I would recommend killing what you see, like that's in your path when you're trying to go from like any area to the next area. Oh, we have another one of these league mechanics. So this is brand new, and I think so far these are worth doing. We can check out more of these. So let's see what we can craft over here. So the monsters gain some extra damage. Okay, so we can get a lesser storm rune. That's actually pretty good. That's going to add 110 lightning damage. That's actually very massive for leveling. We definitely want to get this as a reward, but your rewards may differ. But you can see like what it does to the enemies, and then I guess this is like the debuff. So the monsters gain movement speed and extra lightning damage, but we get a lightning rune, which is something that we can socket in, kind of like in Diablo how we have the gem. So we're going to combine these runes, and let's see how hard this is going to be. What is this thing? This thing looks new, like that, like skull. The reason why I sometimes stay a little bit closer to the enemies instead of super far range is because that explosive spear, we want it to pop up, but very soon we'll get our awesome skill that we can use for the entirety of the game. But getting the lesser rune was really good. We got some gloves too, we got a quiver, because eventually we can go into lightning arrow too. But we got some extra HP, and boom, nice little upgrade over there. So very great start. But yeah, like I said, if you want to, you can keep on spamming your regular attack. You don't have to use the lightning or the fire thing, because I really dislike it. But it does give us good AoE. But later we're gonna get extra AoE. Anyways, once we get lightning spirit, everything will be good very soon, very soon. But we have another skill point, so we're gonna put it into attack speed so the game feels much better. Because the game actually feels very rough as you're going through the leveling experience. If you see any of the chests, click on them. Extra loot, man. We got a quiver. And then also with gold, you can just walk over it. Yeah, I really dislike the fire spear. But later you can get things to make it explode faster, and that changes it up quite a bit, but I still dislike the skill because I personally prefer lightning over everything. Oh, that's a lot of gold over there, 17. Also, if you click on some of these things, they could drop gold. But let's see, 1 to 3 physical. We don't really need this one, because this one we can identify it might be better. But in the very beginning, you can literally pick up everything, and you can just sell it for gold, because in the very beginning, you really don't have very much. But yeah, we're just looking for the next zone over here. Grim Tangle. That's what we're looking for. But yeah, if you want to use the melee, it's optional too. Quivers. We need the spear stuff. But yeah, we will later swap into lightning arrow and lightning rod, because it's so good for bosses. But you can stick with one skill if you want to. It's definitely an option. Robe over here. Oh, that one was about to explode. We did it a little bit too early. What are we starting? We're starting the SpiritWalker, my friend. So yeah, the new class. There's only 2 new class ascendancies this season, but it's fine because this one is so exciting. And oh, by the way, so I kind of should explain. In this game, you're not really locked to things. Like, for example, like the sorceress in Diablo. Like, you know, you're kind of locked to being a caster. There's no real melee variant of that class, right? But in Path of Exile has no limits. But at the same time, you do have what's called an Ascendency. Like, we can use a bow, we can use 2-handed swords, three-handed swords, dual-wield swords. Like, you have so many options in this game. You're not limited by your class to, like, what weapons you can use or what skills that you can use. But you have something called an Ascendency, and our class is the only class right now that can tame a boss, which is the whole reason why we're playing this. This class is going to be the coolest one, I think, unless they, like, heavily nerf, you know, their newest class, which usually the new class is pretty OP. So we have a Red Veil over here. So from Grail Wood, we're going to go to the next zone. Actually, let me see if this actually, like, okay, so you'll see that, okay, does it even tell us the areas? Okay, so it tells us we have, okay, each point of interest has Tree of Souls, suggested route, okay. So you can get the waypoint. Oh, it's trying to teach us this. Okay, so if you find the Red Veil before finding the waypoint, you can go and grab it and head back. Okay, so they explain this to try to get to the other area, because we're going to actually have to go back. After we go to the Red Veil, we actually go back to this area. We go back. Actually, let me see if I can open up the map to show you guys. So there's an, where's the map? What's the, I don't remember the default hotkey. What's the default hotkey for map? Oh, it's world screen. Oh, so the default is the world screen, so it's you as an umbrella. So it'll show you basically the whole area and where we kind of need to go in terms of like the directions. So you can see this says Slay the Drought. So this is an optional quest. We are going to not do that one. So from Grail wood, we're going to go to Grim Tangle. But we need to actually go to the Red Veil first. But how it works in a lot of these is if you find one of the objectives, you can go here, get the waypoint, and then go back and then get the other waypoint. And so I didn't get the waypoint, let's say, for example, in Grail Wood. So if I am to finish the next quest, which is going to be in Red Veil, and I go back over here, I'd have to find the waypoint or just walk all the way back. It's kind of up to you how you want to engage with it. But yeah, it would make some sense to find the waypoint here because we're going to have to go back. But what you can do, and I'll show you guys how like the speedrun strategy is if I find Red Veil first, if I find the waypoint, obviously we'd have the waypoint, so it's no big deal. But if we find Red Veil first, what we can do is we can get the waypoint right here, and just like in Diablo, you can warp to the waypoints that you've gotten. But I don't have the waypoint for Grailwood, and so I need that. So I'm going to go back over here until I get the waypoint, so then I'll go back to Red Veil. I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit confusing. If it is, basically, if you see the Red Veil, you can do it right now, but then later you're going to have to walk back. So that's why I suggest get the waypoint, then warp backwards. This is a very common thing throughout the entire campaign. This is just, it's a normal thing. So yeah, we just need to find the waypoint over here. And remember, you can hold spacebar to move faster, but just don't do it when you're next to targets. Is there fast-paced melee builds? Oh, dude, no, there's no like super fast build for PoE like campaign. Like it's pretty slow, to be honest. Especially your first like 1 hour. The first 1 hour of this game plays nothing like the rest. Because once we get Lightning Spear, which is going to be very soon, within the next like 10, well, as soon as we get the waypoint, we just fight a boss, and then we get Lightning Spear, and then everything is so smooth, and we don't have this clunky like grandma playstyle right here where we're just like, it's just single target. Like, technically the Explosive Spear is multi-target, but I really dislike it. I know I've been complaining about that skill, but I promise you it's 100% normal to hate this skill. Ooh, this is actually like a little bit dangerous here. But if we run and we get hit, again, we'll get knocked down and then we'll get absolutely just melted. So that's why I kind of throw that thing far away and then let it explode. So we need to get that waypoint. We'll get the waypoint soon, and then we can get Lightning Spear, and then everything will be awesome. What did we start? We're going to the new class is SpiritWalker, so we're going to be able to tame bosses and probably use the boss for a lot of different buffs. Get a waypoint. Okay, here we go. So we have a waypoint, and you can summon an NPC, but all we're really here for is just this, and then we'll go back to Red Veil. But again, if you already have the waypoint, just continue in Red Veil, and basically we kind of walk in a moon shape over here. So what we have to do is activate these 3 runes, a boss comes out, and then it'll let us progress in the previous area. So if you see any of these things, you can pick them up that are like these little weapon armaments. It's like weapon racks in Diablo. There's a lot of these in this area, but pick them up. You could get an upgrade. Oh, it's telling us to make a portal to go back to town, but we don't need to do that yet. Okay, I just have to touch it once. Okay. Also, you can break your animation of casting portal by just rolling. This is PoE 2, yes, to answer your question. Let's see, do we have any? We could maybe craft something, or we can modify our body armor as well. But the poison does some pretty good amount of damage if you have it stay on you for a while. There's no like antidote potion in this game, like in Diablo, where you can just remove it. Okay, we got some new mitts. Let's see if these mittens are any good. 3 mana per enemy killed, that's amazing. Even though this one gives us HP, like, mana per enemy killed is, oh man, it's so great, because eventually we will have no mana problems, but just like in any action RPG, early stage game, so slow, man. And the boss is actually quite challenging here, so if you rip on it, or if I rip on it, don't worry. Anyways, next up we have another passive point, more attack speed here, so the game feels better. because your attack speed in this game is so incredibly slow. It's not even like one APS. Like, it's very, very rough for all the classes. But I actually don't mind it. Like, in the earlier stages of the game, it's fine. So, like, if you maybe came from Diablo and you're like, dude, this game might be too slow, don't worry, it's not like this all the way through. The very first hour for pretty much every single, like, class, unless you got, like, Smurf gear, it's gonna be super, super slow. Which PoE do I love more, 1 or 2? I actually like both of them a lot. You know, obviously PoE 1 is probably one of my favorite action RPGs of, like, all time, but I just played so much of it. Like, same thing with Diablo 3. Like, I love Diablo 3, but, like, I just kind of, like, over Diablo 3, to be honest. Like, I don't have a desire to go back and play. Even PoE 1, like, I played last league, I got to endgame, and I'm like, oh, I've kind of done everything there is to do in the game. You know, like, even if they add more bosses, I don't know. I'm just more interested in PoE 2 right now, but I would say PoE 1 has way more content, but like I actually really like the way that PoE 2 feels. Like, it feels heavy, and it has this like weight that no action RPG has, and it feels really good. But over here, we kind of want to kill most of the things, because if we drag too many enemies towards like the boss area, it's gonna be a bad time. This is going to be some boss. Hopefully, drop some good stuff for us, because he's quite challenging. We'll go back to town, be after him, and then we'll sell some of our stuff so we can get some gold, and maybe we can swap into something else. There we go. Maybe a new spear over here, so we can play some inventory Tetris, and we'll see if this thing is better. Oh, I don't have any scroll of identities. Oh, no, unfortunate. Now in this game, you only have 1 life flask and 1 mana flask. But if I want to get rid of some of these, it's totally fine. Just to show you guys, like, you know, how the selling works in this game, because you could also like disenchant things later. But for now, just getting some gold. Maybe we can get some like small upgrades. So Una, we can go to sell items. You can hold control and left click, and that will sell the item. But we may go bow, so we can keep that. This talisman is for like something else that we're not going to use. But let's see, do I want armor? Okay, this is much better, so I'm going to keep that. And then this spear, I'm going to identify, maybe we'll use that. We're going to sell these boots, and this one over here gives us energy shield, and I'm okay with that. So now we have 240 gold. What do I want to buy? If we could get this iron ring, it would be nice. Let's see what other NPC has over here. So we go to buy. Let's see if he has anything that we want. Ideally, I'm not opposed to just going bow immediately. And actually, I'll show you. My goal is to kind of show you guys the options, because as long as you're going lightning or elemental damage, it's kind of like similar. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to play. We're going to do lightning spear, and then we're going to go also play lightning arrow, and then you guys can decide for yourselves which one you want to go. Honestly, they're both very strong. However, the lightning arrow will be significantly better against bosses, because you also have lightning rod, which makes things way smoother. So it's kind of up to you. But again, as long as it's lightning, you're good, because that's what we're going to get. So once we get Herald of Thunder, yeah, it'll be amazing. But yeah, like I said, if you're like, I prefer lightning spear, I'm just here to show you guys both of the options that are very fantastic for leveling. And then you can decide maybe like the playstyle of one or the other. Okay, so green objectives are going to be quest ones. So basically we have to click on 3 of these things, and then we get a quest item that lets us progress. When does it release for free? When the game releases. I don't know. Nobody knows the release date. I don't even know if GGG knows when they're going to release it. But basically, we just kill a bunch of monsters, and eventually we're going to fight a boss. So there's like these obelisks that you have to power up. Okay, maybe we have an upgrade on your chest piece. If you need to identify your stuff later, we're going to have a thing that identifies stuff for free. But right now we have to use scrolls.
Die proper this time.
Okay, so every single one of these obelisks that you get to will have a checkpoint. But on the third one, this is the second one over here. On the third one, though, you want to make sure that there's no enemies around you when you start it. because there's a boss, and he will not be tickling you in damage. He will do fat damage. Another spear over here, cool. We'll see if there's a good bow also. If there's a good bow, then we can just go straight into lightning arrow as well. But I'll definitely show you guys both so you can see which one you like. And actually, there's a weapon swap thing that lets you basically swap weapons, and it does not actually have an like an animation that has to go through. It's actually very, very fast now. They used to have one, but they changed it, so it's a lot better now. But again, kill all the enemies that are like near this boss because yeah, he does damage. So kill them all first. Alright. Comes out. There we go. So just move and shoot. This is basically Path of Exile in a nutshell. Just never stop moving. So you see how his swords come out? You want to be where the swords aren't. So it's kind of like a star pattern. And if you see some projectiles come out, and they'll like kind of hover over, he's about to shoot him out like that. Summon some ads. If you take any damage, try to keep your HP kind of topped off because he does hit pretty hard. And try to keep him always on your screen. And a lot of bosses in Path of Exile 1 are similar to 2, and that is that you want to always be behind them, ideally. Because a lot of their attacks are frontward facing, but try not to have the boss like off the screen. See how I can't see the boss right now? That can be dangerous because there's sometimes mechanics that do a lot of damage, and you need to be able to see where they're coming from. But just keep on moving. He's not too difficult, but if you do get hit by some of his attacks, they do pretty big damage. Like the first 1 hour of this game, it almost feels like almost like a Souls-like, where you really need to not take any damage, but later it's not going to be a big deal at all. That's his like slam attack. And again, it goes in the front of him. So now we have staggered him. So when you build up that stagger bar on the very bottom, he will be knocked down for a brief moment, and you can do all the damage to him. But you see how there's a bunch of monsters. This is why I wanted to clear out all the monsters before fighting him, because you don't want to have to back up into an area. Oh wow, look, did you see how we just straight up got one-shotted right there? And we're doing perfectly fine. That's unfortunately sometimes what can happen in the game, and it's totally fine though. We're gonna resummon him, and we're gonna have to do him again. So that was a mistake that I made over there. But the second time that you fight a lot of the bosses, they do seem to be a lot easier. But there's not really a penalty for dying in the earlier stages of the game. But we're not playing hardcore, so it's okay if we die. Ideally, though, we don't die because we can save time. But the one thing that can be kind of rough also is that sometimes the bosses can crit. Did he crit? I don't know. We have actually a decent amount of HP, so I was kind of surprised that they actually did one-shot us. I believe we were actually full, but... See how there's like another elite pack over here, so make sure we move out of the way of that. But again, there's not too many things that will one-shot you, I would say, in the campaign that aren't like relatively like fair. Oh, we got a nice little crossbow over there. Maybe we'll mess around with that for a little bit, as we can. So again, we want to be in the area where those don't shoot out from. Usually the bosses will actually say something before they use like certain attacks. It's like an anime or a movie or something. But yeah, one thing that, like I said, is very unfortunate is if a boss crits you, it's really nasty that they allow bosses to crit, because they already do significant amounts of damage, especially on any evasion-based build, which is kind of what we're going to be doing, although that's probably lightning damage. But you see, like, we dodged everything, but if you get hit once, that's what can happen sometimes. Yeah, if it hits a crit, too. See, his regular attacks only did like 20 damage, which is like reasonable, but that one did so much. Almost dead. This boss is very, very long though for the fight, to be honest. Almost got him down. But I like that though, in a sense, where like the boss, you really have to know the mechanics. This is actually one of the, I would say, the hardest bosses in the game, especially because it's just because early on, at that time we didn't even take that much damage. I'm assuming he just got a crit on that one. Alright. So now we get an uncut skill gem level 3. And we get the ruined skull cap. Oh, he actually dropped the bow for us. And a spear. So we can have a lot of upgrades potentially with this one.
Your fight's finished.
Okay, so let's see what we got. So we actually need to keep these items. Oh, let's get rid of that guy. So we have some gloves. I'm going to see if... dang, I don't have room. Okay, 7 for 14. Let's... I mean... I guess we can get rid of this. And then what's this? Let's see if we can fit the short bow in here. I want like, I don't know if we have room for this. This is what, a 4? We'd have to use every single thing. Okay, we really don't need that. That was just something that we were holding to sell anyways. Okay. And so now that we have like the item from the boss, we're good to go. We can actually warp back. So from the checkpoint, we can go back to the other area, which will be the waypoint. And we're gonna go back to town first, though. This is town. It has a little house icon. How's the update? The update's pretty good, I would say, like in terms of like the league mechanic, giving us like just some blue items earlier on. I like that. So let's go ahead and we can also buy the scroll of identities here. So we're gonna go ahead and buy a couple. We'll be able to get the NPC for, pretty soon. So this is just gonna give us more armor. So let's go ahead and get that as an upgrade. This one has 29 armor, or I can have evasion rating. We're gonna be mostly going into evasion rating, but in the very earlier stages, you can kind of play whatever you want. It's not super strict. But let's go ahead and identify to see if this bow is any good. That's not too bad. If we look at the damage, right? Damage is much better. This one is going to be just better, the Iron Head Spear, because you can see the base damage is like a lot higher. Now, we can also use this Orb of Augmentation to see if we get some more damage. That's actually not too bad. We can actually swap this, and this is an upgrade. We can also have a swap. Again, I'm going to show you guys all of the things, because this one gives us lightning and physical attacks. Okay, that's actually really good. We can actually augment this bow as well, and we got 5 life per enemy killed. Wow, this is really nice. And then all the rest of these things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sell. We can also disenchant. So disenchant, what happens is you get a transmute shard. When you get 10 of these, it will become an orb of transmutation. That's how we turned a white item into a blue item. So that's what this is for, and we just basically sell our items. But right now I just kind of want gold.
These are just some odd... Oh,
so I'm going to sell these for gold, and then we're going to get a couple more of these, Scroll of Identities, and let's go ahead and get these gloves. And let's see, we got cold damage, that's pretty good. Mana killed is pretty good too, but I just want as much damage as possible. But again, mana per enemy killed is really not that bad, so I might hold on to these gloves as well, just in case I have mana problems. They're actually super nice to have, because you can get life on kill in your rings too, but we just don't happen to have any now. We have 100 gold here. Let's see if we can buy anything else. We can get a flask that gives us basically double, so that's actually not bad at all. So I can use this as an upgrade, and then I can get rid of this. And then if you want to buy back, if you accidentally sell something, that's an option. You can also talk to this NPC. So the quest item that we got from the boss, he gives us the spikes, and we use these as one of the things to progress into the next area. Ideally, if you see boots with movement speed, that's what you want to go for, but these ones unfortunately cost too much. We can't afford them, so we're just going to have to continue. Also, there's a belt here that's kind of cool, but again, we can't afford the belt either. So now we have another passive point. We're going to get this over here, which is going to give us extra attack speed and area of effect. Some skills work off of area of effect. But now we're going to go to the waypoint, and we're going to go back to, again, Grail Wood. And because we have the
What happened here? This
item, we're going to put in these things that we're going to hammer in.
Good. Now the
So
other.
here's these spikes, and then it's going to free this guy over here, the hooded one. And so, yeah, I think the Mobilytics one is pretty good, but if you want to use the max roll one, I like that it kind of shows you where to go. But now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next zone over here. So we're going to talk to Una.
He's unconscious, but he stays safe.
And then it's going to tell us to meet Una in Clearfell over here. So we open up where's Clearfell, if you're wondering. This one is telling us to meet Una in Clearfell. So we'll go talk to her real quick. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, come on, let's go back. Over here. We'll go yap at her because now the guy is like
Goodbye.
good. And now it wants to talk to this NPC over
I
here.
heard you had him stick to the
And then now it wants to find and go to the Ogram village. So we have to go to the farmland. So we got to go to a couple different areas. So we're going to go to Grailwood to Grimtangle. So again, we're going to go over here. So yes, we need to get to. I believe it's hopefully going to be up over here. Hello, Alexis. How you doing? We're playing the new PoE 2 League right now. That's what's up. PoE only weekend, yes. We're gonna be doing lots of friends. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I was telling you guys we were gonna try out the bow as well. So we had this uncut skill gem, and we can get more of these. But I want to show you guys lightning spear because oh my gosh, I cannot stand again this skill. I really hate it so much. But you can also level that skill up if you, for whatever reason, liked it. Honestly, there's no way that you liked it. Just get lightning spear. I mean, I promise you, this will feel 1,000 times better. And we're just gonna remove this skill. I mean, we can still activate it once in a while if we want to, but I hate it. I hate it so much. But now we have our cool skill, and we literally can use this skill all the way to the end of the game. This for the entirety of the game. We can just use this, and it feels so much better. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Yeah, let's keep it going. It feels like Thunder Gods from like Diablo 2 days, man. It feels so good. But yeah, we just gotta look for the other area. And again, you don't want to run and have a monster hit you. Like that, it was like really close. But see how much better this skill is? Like, oh, the clear speed, the responsiveness is just so much better. Okay, here we go. So this is a kind of an optional one. But it does give you like an upgraded like flask over here if we touch the cauldron. So we get an upgrade on our flasks. But like it's a very fast one. There's a lot of like these very specific monsters. And if you do kill them, I mean, you can get sometimes a small little reward, but if I come across them, I usually do fight them. But you don't want to stand in her, like, chill effect. That's kind of what it's teaching you. But it's pretty easy. She's not, like, a very special boss. Cool, we got a belt now. And we have an uncut support gem here. So, like I said, some of the quests are optional. This one... if you do come across it, I really recommend doing it. We're going to upgrade our flasks and throw the old ones on the ground because I don't really need them. But what an uncut support gem is, if I right-click on it, you guys will see what it does. And I want you to also look at, there's also another thing where if I select the skill, oh, they actually just have, oh, they have all valid. Okay, so they used to have a checkbox here, but now I guess that this is an update. So you can see where it says recommended or all valid, which means that these work. So just like in Path of Exile, one, you have support gems, and so it's really important that you read them. Pretty much the elemental armament is the go-to for majority of builds, or there's a lot of other ones that can be good for leveling. Like, I like to get a lot of attack speed because it makes it feel much better, but this one's pretty nice too. Getting Innervate gives you 25% attack damage as lightning when you kill a shocked enemy with this skill, but our shock chance is actually pretty slow. But you can always type in keywords like speed, like attack speed. I actually really like getting, 15% increased attack speed is really great. I usually like to get, for almost all my builds, rapid attacks feels really good because like you're just progressing in the game, and having more attack speed just again makes the game feel better. But since mana is going to be an issue in the game, elemental armament is pretty much the best choice. This one can be good too because you gain 25% of damage as extra lightning damage. We're going to end up throwing them all in anyway, so it really doesn't matter too much. So in the very beginning, they're all viable. So you can see this one gives us less cold and fire, but remember how our item has like fire, cold. I'm just going to say select this one right now. Later we'll talk about the other ones. But for now, this one is really good. So again, the area that we're looking for, if you ever get lost and you're like, where am I going? Remember, we're going to Grim Tangle, so we have to find that area over there. Oh, we got maybe a new armor. Maybe it's over here. Because like I said, sometimes they change the way that the map layout is.
Awful lot of mushrooms. More than you'd expect.
Ah, there we go. There is Grim Tangle. We have found it. You don't need to really get the checkpoint here, but now we are in Grim Tangle. If you want to use this as a reference, always feel free to use it. But Alexis, thanks so much for the heart gift on TikTok. Appreciate that. All right, we're already at 55 minutes in. Let's get this waypoint, and that'll wrap up like our first like little part here, and then also give you guys like the pod for like the planner, which is going to be basically like something like this, which kind of shows you the pathing and stuff. But what we're gonna do here is we need to go through Grim Tangle. We basically just kind of go to the next area here. There's an NPC that we talk to, and she'll do a little like chant. She'll sing for a second, and then she will clear the area. But so I keep this the first session is going to be like, well, it's like 55 minutes here, but the rest of them I'll actually gonna keep them longer. But I'm only gonna be uploading the rest of it on YouTube because I'm uploading this to TikTok, and TikTok has like a file size limit and a 1 hour limit. But the rest of them will be a lot longer, and I'll try to cut these in like little parts. That way you guys can have like the pub, and also so these videos don't take forever to render when you upload them. When you work with like 20, 30 gig files, it does take a long time. So anyways, this is where we're going to go ahead and wrap up Part 1, Act 1. But these acts are not like PoE 1. Like PoE 1, I used to do Part 1, Act 1. This one, Act 1 is going to go off for several hours. Act 1 is Act 1 and 2 are actually very, very, very long, but this is just PoE 2 because there's only so many acts that we have access to, so they really stretch out them, and plus the movement speed is very slow. But anyways, this is where we're going to go ahead and cut it for this part, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Congrats if you made it here. Even though it took us like an hour just to get to like this area, there's so much to learn with this game, and I'll teach you guys everything. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed Part 1. If you did, drop a like on your way out, and I'll see you guys in Part 2 of our PoE 2 new players walkthrough for the brand new class. Alright, so let me go ahead and label this real quick, and then we're going to continue, guys. Anyone know if Monk is good for endgame? Every class is good for endgame, brother. As long as you put in the time with Path of Exile, it's not like Diablo where certain classes have some skill that like just is so ass that like it's impossible to play. Like, like for example, I love Frozen Orb, but Frozen Orb is bad for a really long time. Yeah, you can go to do T12 content, but if you want to push and pit, like there's just some builds that you can't. Like it's just impossible. PoE doesn't really have that. Like almost all builds can be pretty damn good. Sure, there's going to be some things that are better. The new class Ascendency is called the SpiritWalker, which we're going to be ascending into, so we'll be playing it. What's a good cross to start? The Huntress. The Huntress is definitely going to be good. Let me go ahead and start this upload. If it lags, guys, let me know and I'll just cancel the upload, but it shouldn't lag. But I don't know, man. Sometimes my internet likes to troll me. Alright, so welcome back to more PoE. So last time we left off, we just got to this area over here where Una did her little chant, and it kind of cleared up the area for us. But we're going to go continue, and we're going to fight this boss called the Rotten Druid. So in this game, there's a lot of optional bosses, and some of the bosses will give you stuff, and a lot of the times over here they'll tell you like what are the important quests. They give you whatever, like we did the obelisk. Like that boss is required to progress because we need the item that he drops. That's a green item to continue, but now we're in Grimtangle, and if we kill the druid, which is technically optional, but we're gonna get it because it's super worth it. In fact, that other witch, because I usually expect these support gems can just drop, by the way, but there are certain bosses that will guarantee a support gem. So if you didn't kill that witch, go find it in the other area. I think it actually is worth it because we didn't get any. Usually you get a couple, but it could just be that I got unlucky. Because, like, some will give you, like, another skill gem, support gem. But, like, you can only throw in so many. They limit you until you get, like, these extra bonuses for sockets. But if it's dropping a support gem, it is definitely worth doing because we don't have any right now. So it can be kind of dependent. But all of, like, the ones where it gives you a permanent upgrade, which, like, you're going to want, I will let you guys know, like, which ones we need to do. But yeah, we're just going to continue in Grimtangle till we get to the exit, which is pretty much next to the boss anyways. This one you really can't miss. But yeah, like I said, we'll also show off lightning arrow as well. And you can decide for yourself which one is going to be the one that you enjoy. Let's see if this bow is better than our current one. And let's see if this is good. This is giving us evasion, some HP. Okay, we can swap to that. Let's go swap to that. So this is 7 to 14. This is 8 to 18. I will take this one. Oh, I mean, the life on kill is kind of nice too, but we can go with this. We'll be good with that. And then if we get a socket in either one of those, that'll be great as well. But right now, because we're using lightning spear, we got to stick with our spear. But when we get lightning arrow, which is the next skill that I'll get for you guys, I'll show you guys how that plays. And you can play with genuinely both. Like, you can mix and match. As long as we don't get, like, bow damage or spear damage, you know, you can play whatever one that you personally enjoy the most. So, to kind of explain the differences, is this evasion and armor? Oh, what's our current one? This one gives us max mana, some strength. How much HP is that giving us? It's like, is that 16 HP? But yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. The differences between spear and then like using bow. Bow usually will be a lot more offensive, whereas with shield, it's very beginner friendly. But, I mean, you can do so much damage with bow. I feel like it's worth it, but it's up to you. Again, as long as you're doing lightning damage, the builds are pretty much identical. Like, as in, it's not going to make it impossible.
One of them inscriptions Pharaoh's looking for.
So we touch these over here. This might be a new thing.
What's this then? Inscriptions. I've never laid eyes on them before.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
So I'm not sure where they put. Like, look, do you see how there's 2 checkpoints here? This is definitely like something new.
What was
The
that?
Too
energy
close.
from the runes. Keep up the search.
Okay. So this is maybe for like some sort of mechanic. So there's probably a boss over here. So this is the boss, the Den of the Druid. And like I said, even though I hate explosive spear, sometimes during like the boss while he's like yapping, you can throw one down because it takes so long to explode. Usually the bosses, they have a lot of times where they will have like a I need to say my one-liner or something. So again, the key is to just attack and move. This guy doesn't have too much movement, but he does have this move where this rock gets summoned in the middle. If you see that the vines come out, just kind of continuously move. Don't attack and move because you move slower when you attack and move. There is an upgrade that you can get that makes it so it doesn't happen. But if there is a rock that starts forming in the middle of the pool right here, you definitely want to move away because it does significant amounts of damage. It's another one of the one-shots in this game. Like I said, the time that we died, I'm not gonna lie, I still feel a little salty that we died into it. So this is the rock. You want to make sure the rock does not hit you. It's also another thing that can one-shot you, especially if it can crit. Like, I feel like we got really unlucky that more than likely what happened is we got critted by that. Because it just did so much damage, but again, that boss in particular is going to be one of the more difficult ones. It's only because the fight just lasts too damn long. So you see the boulder, and once the boulder moves, you move out of the way. So also when he does that little thing, you'll see that there's like a orange circle. Don't go in the orange circle. And now we have the support gem. Oh, we have a fire quiver over here. Now later we're going to scale into all elemental. I don't really feel like this matters that much. Let's see. Let's see if we can get an upgrade on this. Block chance. 29 block chance. That's a little bit better. I'll take it over the thorns damage. Oh, we can't even use it because it requires us to be level 8. But now we have another support gem, and the one that I like to get, because we could actually use this one in both. So we're going to go to all valid, and we're going to just type the word speed, and then we're going to get the rapid attacks, because I just don't like the way the game feels. Honestly, getting the extra damage is good too, but I just feel like the game feels so much better when you can attack faster, because when you need to break your animation, it just makes the game feel way better. You need to do a dodge roll. He's almost stunned. This guy has a lot of HP though. Yeah, I love lightning spear. Feels so good. And again, picking up the gold is definitely going to be good. Let's keep it going. Now we're in Cemetery of the Eternals, and what we'll also do really quick is we'll grab a snapshot of what I'm going to let you guys know. It's called the APOB. So let me go ahead and do this real quick, and I'll show you guys kind of what we can do with this. So this is a program. You guys don't need this program, but what it lets me do is I can grab my character build, and then I can give you guys like a build like planner for what I've got. So it lets me like import my character from the game, so I have to like authenticate and log in. It's gonna, again, you don't have to have this program. I'm just gonna show you guys basically what it does. It lets me. It looks like the website is having some issues right now. Oh, this is probably normal for day one, though. I expected. Okay, let me just fast forward this. So we're gonna log in with Steam. Is this me? Yes. Okay. Are we 6 right now? Okay. We're only level 6. That's crazy fast. And then, okay, there we go. So it has the tree, and then this way I can copy it. Okay. So what we're looking at is what's called Path of Building. Again, you don't need to download this, but I just imported my character, so then it has all of my items. And you guys won't really need to use the program for this. There's a website that will have all of the data stored, which will be Mobalytics, that will have all of the builds. So basically, I get this, and then what I do is I import the character or export it. In our case, we're going to get a code, and we're going to generate a code. We can use like a PoE Ninja. There's a lot of different things, but the only important thing is really we have this code, and what I can do with this code is use something like Mobalytics, which, let me go bust out over here. Oh, I have to go to my own build. Okay, editing builds. Okay, so then I take that code and I have like a profile on Mobalytics, so then I can import the build, and then we're gonna go to make this as like a matching variant. Again, you don't have to understand this. All that really matters is now I'm going to go ahead and save, and then I'm going to publish this. So what I'm going to give for you guys is kind of like the build in different stages, because unlike Diablo where you have like a leveling build and an endgame build, Path of Exile takes so damn long to get to the endgame that I need to give you guys like several different builds, like a early stage. And so basically this is like our first hour, right? So I'm going to go ahead and name this like we'll just call it like part 1 for the build, and then I'll label all of these like part 1 or like playthrough 1 or something like that. But I'll label it so you guys will have like part 1, part 2, and this way you guys can see the progression of the build. And what this allows you guys to also do is see the passive tree, so that you guys can see where you need a path for your build. And I will have these in the description box of every single video. That way you guys will have access to, like, again, seeing like what items do I have, and like kind of the different levels of progression in terms of like what do we have in gear and stuff like that. It'll really just be very beginner friendly. So yeah, we'll have that also for you guys. But now going back to the other tab that we have. When I play this game, by the way, I legitimately have like 50 tabs open. It's totally normal. But now that we've gone to the next area, we're basically looking for like these 2 bosses over here. And let me also pull up this, which is what is it, the PoE I want to see if that Pee-wee Axe website is back. Is it still like... Oh, dang, the website got shut down. I think that they maybe just got shut down. Campaign bonuses. Okay. Okay. So what I just pulled up was the campaign bosses. So we're basically doing these in kind of the order. So it's kind of weird that I wish they had this like sorted a little bit better, but basically we're in the cemetery area, and Lackland, he's going to give us an uncut skill gem very soon. So this is like kind of where we're at right now in terms of like the act right here. We're almost halfway done with the first act. Again, act 1 is super long because of the movement speed. But basically there are 2 areas that you're going to go into. So in this area, we have to find Draven and this other like countess, and we have to fight both of them.
Lightning strikes twice. Stay dead.
But we'll also get lightning arrow very soon. These guys, oh, they have to be lightning resistant. I was like, wow, our damage started like falling off real fast. What happened? But yeah, some of the monsters will be immune to like one element, and obviously that'll make things a little bit rough. But we'll get lightning penetration eventually. But there's 2 areas that you can go into from here. Oh, there's a lot of enemies over here. And try not to get surrounded. If that happens, just start moving away. Okay, now we have our next point, and we're gonna get accuracy, or we can get projectile damage. They're both like pretty much like fine. In terms of like which one you want to get. Now, what accuracy rating does, this is actually something important to mention, is you should look at what skill that you're using. So if we hit G, we can see our lightning spear will have some sort of amount of accuracy, and then we'll see that we have this accuracy rating. So you can see our accuracy rating at different meters. So how it works is with spear, they want you to play with both, but this still technically gives us just 10% projectile damage, which is still like good. Or we can get accuracy rating. So the difference in points is that this one costs 1 more point, and this one really doesn't do anything, because I'm never really going to use these melee ones because I just personally don't like it. It is 30% more, so if you want to like hit them with a melee, it is like possible. But for like the extra point, and if we have enough dexterity, the accuracy should not be an issue. But I just wanted to explain what accuracy was, but we won't really be doing any melee here. But I just want to get more damage. But the accuracy one isn't necessarily bad, and we can respec into it later because it saves 1 point for the progression. But for now, I like to have damage. And there is a skill that we can use that can cold the enemies, and then what we can do is we get like a bonus, but it doesn't really work against bosses. Oh, we have our new like rune thing. Here, let's go ahead and interact with this. And also, I think, yeah, our belt is able to be upgraded, so we can go convert this from a white to a blue, and now we have cold resistance, and then now we have life. Okay, these are just really bad stats. We definitely could get a better pair of belt. So let's see what we can do for the rune shape. So we can get a rune over here. We get a glacial rune that gives us some extra resistances, or armor scrap. That's such a low one. I mean, honestly, all of these are so bad that I don't really want to take any of them, but I'm just going to select this one just to see if it also drops other things. Because right now we have lightning spear, we should be able to kill this like relatively quick anyways, because the skill is amazing. You feel like the builds look insane? Oh, like how we progress in the game. Okay, so we still got this to add a socket, which is actually really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the extra socket. We could add it to this, and our damage will definitely go way up. So the Artificer's Orb, I do want to keep until we get another uncut skill gem, which will be very soon, and then I'll show you guys what we can get with it. Because I want to show you guys lightning arrow as well. And again, you can run either one, whatever you personally prefer. let's keep it going. So yeah, like I said, in this area we're looking for 2 different areas. It's basically similar to Bloodraven's area. If you've ever played Diablo 2, there's basically different, like, these little tombs or cemeteries that you can go inside, and there's a boss in each one. Then once we kill both of those bosses, another boss comes out. So yeah, we have Enter the Tomb of the Consort. So there's 2 of them. It doesn't really matter. They're basically the same. All you do is you go in until you fight a boss. You have to kill both of them anyway. So whatever one that you come across first, don't worry. You can click on these coffins and they can give you some skeletons or loot. Oh, taking some damage from these guys. See, they got extra fire damage. Right now we have like no resistances. Alright, let's keep it going. Hopefully soon we'll get our first Exalted Orb, then we can get our first like unique in the game. Oh, actually, you know what? I think we left that unique on the floor. It was like some crossbow. It's fine though. It won't really matter because we want to use this anyways. And also, it's not good if I get like a unique in the game. I don't want to like use an item that's like way too powerful that you guys couldn't have, and I don't think that one's gonna be that insane. But I'd rather the playthrough feel like organic, because getting a unique on that earlier stage of the game could make it feel disconnected. So let's see. It has a little bit more evasion rating. What else do we have? We have some lightning res. This one over here, we got 2 life regen per second. That's actually a very great stat to have. That life regen in the earlier stages. It's so great. Later we're going to get insane amounts of like mana regen and stuff. And yeah, we have this item called Dust Bloom that will cost like 1 Exalted Orb, and it basically carries us for a long time. Very nice stuff. Oh, we have another skill point. Now we can get this one over here, which gives us more damage if we hit with a melee. Now, I'm going to use the Spear Stab once in a while, and then we can get like 30% more damage. So yeah, there we go. It's kind of annoying. It doesn't have like a buff bar or anything, because it's just like, oh, is it? It activates every 8 seconds. And I'm not going to be super strict on it, but like if you want to use it, you can. But yeah. Oh, so now we have another augment. Okay, that's really good. Now we have Runic War. Ooh, this is a new stat actually. Oh, but it only works in armor. Ooh, okay. I definitely want to get another Artificer's Orb, and then we get a bonus Artificer's Orb. Wow, this is actually really good. So these are super worth doing. If you see Artificer's Orb, do all of them. In the earlier stages, it's a huge upgrade in DPS. Especially if we can get a bunch of lightning damage, like flat amount of damage. This is going to be huge for leveling. So now we get our reward. Oh, that's so great. And then we have an uncut support gem. Now, see how this one over here, this is why I was saying before, like some of the quests are like, yeah, I can get more damage, but I don't have anywhere to put it. Like, as in, like, there's only 2 sockets. So now I could, once I get my other skill, we can mess around with this. So we're going to get is Lightning Attunement. So this one's quite nice to have. So now we have a Lightning Attunement, but I don't have room for it yet. I could put it in an Explosive Spear. Or like another skill, or let's say like my Spear Stab. Now it has extra damage as lightning. So. Oh, these guys with the shield, they're kind of annoying. So if you throw a projectile at them, they will bounce back a projectile. So Spear Stab will maybe be better against these guys. And unlike other action RPGs, the Spear Stab or like the weapon throw is actually pretty good DPS for single target. It's terrible for, you know, multi-targeting because, well, it's only a stab. We have the Haunted Treasure. Let's go click on it. But yeah, see if I shoot this guy, he'll have like other projectiles come out. But he has Trail of Ice and Lightning Mirage when hit. Yeah, these guys are like very annoying. So these things will follow you and then they'll basically explode. And then the chill will obviously chill you. Let's see how much damage this does. Wow, it does really a lot of damage. Yeah, we can move out of the way when the lightning comes out. But like he has it like when he takes damage, he just summons that thing, so it's very annoying. But see how, like, when we hit them, there's, like, sometimes a green projectile that comes out? So that uncut support gem. Cool. Let's keep it going. What is this game? This is Path of Exile 2. Do I have a link for the build? Well, I do actually. If you just go to my Mobalytics page, which is the link in the bio on TikTok, you'll see it. Oh, we got a buckler. Let's see what this one is. Let's see if it's any fun. I also feel like they buffed up the drop rates a lot. To get 2 uniques in this early on is like really nice. But most of the uniques in Path of Exile, they're all but garbage, to be 100% honest. Like, this is kind of cool. It's giving us extra mana. That's a fat amount of mana, but that's really about it. And it has parry. Enemies take more spell damage. That's terrible, because I'm not going to really use parry in the first place. But getting that extra elemental resistance is definitely not bad. So that's cool. Like, if you want to engage in parry, by all means, you can look into it. But I promise you, it's really not worth it for most players, because it's just not like waiting for the enemies to do something and then you have to block, and it's just not what I consider premium action RPG gameplay. It feels like it's a cool idea that they tried to add it in, so you parry it in a perfect window and do stuff, but most people just won't care. Mouse. So when you see her summon these circles, there's 3 circles that appear. The last one you have to dodge roll out of, but just keep moving and it won't be that big of a deal. So there's going to be a big one, and then you just roll out of the big one. It's a pretty easy boss fight. If she summons these bone spears, or these bone, like, prisms, just walk out of it. Or you might have to attack it, or, like, dodge roll out of it. She can also kind of, like, suck you in, so you can see she's, like, sucking people's souls. But she's really easy. This skill is actually so good. So, again, there's the big one, and then the big one you gotta dodge roll out of. Like I said, that one boss that we fought is, like, one of the hardest bosses in the game, because, like, you're stuck with the explosive spear. Ooh, dang. She did a lot of damage over there. But again, in the very first like act, if you die again, it's not that big of a deal. It may happen, and usually the second time around, it just feels way easier to do it. I'm not sure what we got, hit by that did so much right there, but maybe we got unlucky twice, just double crits, man. So if it happens to you, it's okay. It happened to me too. Like, there's so many times I'll play this entire game and we'll die 0 times through the campaign. And then sometimes you'll just die like a couple times during the campaign. It's really not a big deal though. See how there's a bone wall, you just hit it.
No escape! Draven, I need you! Foul intruder.
That was 1, 2, 3. But yeah. So yeah, I think we got hit by that, and it just might have been the overlap plus crit. But it's really not too difficult to boss. It's relatively fair. Oh, we got a new unique over here. I don't need that one really anymore. Let's go. We need the quest item. So make sure you pick up the quest item. This is a unique that we won't really use. But now that we've killed this boss, we're gonna go back to the cemetery, and this is like one of the bosses defeated, and we can maybe go back to town or something. Now, and we can get rid of some of the items, and then I'll see if that other guy wakes up. Because there's a guy that gives us like identification. Let me see if he's awakened. Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
Okay, so I think
makes fun
we
of
need to
my
like wait a
collection,
little bit longer.
but I think it's
Buy a couple of these
charming.
scrolls of identity. So you can see that this over here can sell for gold. Now we could maybe try to sell this for an exalted orb. So don't worry too much about this. I just want to go ahead and do this right now. Let me see if I have another stash over here. Oh, I think they have like the automated one. Okay, so let me go change this real quick. So don't worry too much about this. I'm just going to throw this item in real quick. And then we will do... where's the public? There we go. Okay. So we're listing this. What we're doing right now is listing an item for trade, but you won't have access to this yet. And I'll explain it later. But basically what it is you need what's called the premium stash tab in order to engage with it.
How are you faring?
But let's go get rid of some of these other items for some extra gold. Any of the boots I do want to identify to try to get movement speed. Okay, that life regen, I know it's like really small, that one life regen, but like it's actually like pretty good.
As you wish.
As we're leveling. And then we have a fire damage. Let's see if we can get something better. 1 to 3. So in total you can just basically add them up. But this one is lightning, so I actually prefer the lightning.
Deal.
And then there's probably no way we get something better than our current one on that one. So let's see what this is. Oh, we got life regen again. Awesome.
I suppose I can do something.
Mana per enemy killed, like I said, it's a pretty decent stat, though. Do we have any more scroll of identities?
Fill
No.
that term, yeah?
So I can go buy more.
These are just some odds and ends of mine.
So just hold control and left click, and then you'll get them instantly. I just want movement speed, 1.9. Yeah, it's fine. The other one's kind of
Beautiful.
better.
I
All right.
accept.
So let's continue. Let's get the other boss down. What do I think of the nerfs in Season 14 for Diablo? I mean, I'm not a fan of them. I think that they should just buff the skills that are underperforming, but
Stretch through the arts.
the way it works is they want to kind of nerf the top end and buff the bottom end so they kind of line up better, but sometimes what happens in games is like the top stuff is still the best. Because in Diablo in particular, the better skills are like thousands of times better. But yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see what the game actually feels like. So this is a strong box. It's going to summon like a bunch of monsters when you click on it. Ooh, that's a lot of AoE right there. Nice level up. So, what I love with this game is you can just always just level up and then you just put your points in immediately. Okay, do we kill all the enemies? Because once you kill all the enemies, then the chest opens up. That's what a strong box is. You click on it, a bunch of enemies come out, and then once they're all dead, you get your loot. Ooh, we got an exalted orb, so this could be really good to show you guys, you know, how we can upgrade our gear, which I will get a bow very soon, and then we'll show you what that looks like. So this is an exalted orb. So think of this as kind of like if you live in the US, it's like $1, and then divine orb is like $100 bill. So one exalted orb is basically your small form of currency that you can use to get a lot of items in the very earlier stages. And this isn't something super, super rare. You'll come across a lot of these once in a while. So don't feel like that these are like super premium or like super rare. You'll get one as you just play the game, and I'm going to use it just to show you guys how we can actually use them. So what they're used for is adding extra stats on an item. But I would recommend for most people, the better use of them is to wait until you have really good stuff to use them, because I can trade my one exalted orb to a spear that can do triple, quadruple DPS, and this is like, it's going to give us a huge advantage in the game earlier on. But I'll show you guys how to use the trade, and the trade is pretty easy. Even though, like before, I mentioned that like selling the items is something that you need what's called a premium stash tab. Otherwise, you just spam in town like, hey, I want to sell this for one exalted orb.
Bring it on.
if someone whispers us, then that will be something that I could show you guys. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll buy a new bow once we have our lightning arrow, which is the next skill that I'm getting. But if you enjoy lightning spear, it's going to be the same because all we're getting is elemental damage, which is going to be the same, or lightning damage or chance to shock. These all are within the same realm. Let's see where we gotta go. Looks like we gotta go this way. Hello, guys. Where can you find my build? Oh, so the link in the bio. Or if you just type in !builds, it'll give you our first like play sessions build for this. This guy is very, very tanky. Okay, so we got another one of these. Let's see. Ooh, physical. If we were to compare it, the thing is that physical is actually one of the best ones. And the reason why physical is one of the best stats in the game is because physical can actually be converted into other elements. Okay, we have 6 dexterity, so it's basically the same as the other one, 2 to 3. Yeah, roughly about the same. But this one, like, we can't add more affixes. We'd have to use a regal, which I don't really feel like we really need to use that yet. But we can. It just adds another affix, because you can only have 2 affixes on the blue item. Once you add, if you want to add more, it'll become a rare item. What we're looking for is another boss, and it looks like I see the checkpoint, which usually means this is where the boss will be. Nice. Can you select a build guide from the start to follow from level 1? Can you select a build? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, yeah, you can follow a build from level 1. There's no reason why you couldn't.
I will end your meaningless life. Rend your soul. The spirit's hunger.
So this guy is a little bit different. He has 1 attack that is pretty deadly, so don't go too far away from him.
Soul is mine. Rend your soul.
The reason why is you want to be behind him when he does this, because it goes out. You can run away from it, but it's pretty fast. So now we're having to fight her and him at the same time. And so if you see those 3 circles, that's the same mechanic that we had before. But it's so weird, like, you see how, like, we didn't take, like, any damage, and then, like, the other time we just got one-shot. Again, bosses, in my personal opinion, should never be able to crit in action RPGs, especially in, like, the leveling process, man. Like, it's so rough. I don't mind if they do, like, big damage, but yeah, in general, like, getting one-shotted, it definitely feels bad, man. So we're just gonna throw those, like, rings down, and there's the big one. And he's doing his attack at the same time. Yeah, if you end up fighting him first, then you have to fight his mechanic during hers. It doesn't really matter. It's like the same, because you're still doing both mechanics at the same time regardless.
Lightning strike twice.
There we go. And now he drops an item for us.
We as Mary.
And then there's another belt. So hopefully we get a better belt. We have 2 belts here. Let's see if one of these is much better. We have armor, maximum life. That's pretty hard to beat, getting maximum life and armor. And it also has what's called a charm slot, which is something that I don't have a charm, so I can't show you what that does yet.
Pack's full.
And then now we are going to fight another boss, because we have all of the keys, and we take all of the keys from the checkpoint. We're going to go down to the entrance, which will be right here. And we're going to give them to this guy, Lachlan. He will give us our next skill point. Oh, Fire, thank you so much for the gift on TikTok. I just saw that. Sorry, I was locked in. Thank you, my friend. How come I'm not playing the monk? Well, there's only, you can only play 1 class at a time, but I might make the monk if the new class is like got some super fun thing to mess around with.
The family of Count Lachlan of Olgam.
We'll just get rid of some of our garbage over here in the corner. This we might keep still.
Bastard eternal!
You could sell these items or like disenchant them if you want to, but it's only the very, very beginning where I wanted some gold to maybe buy like a new bow, but we got one exalted orb. But this guy, he does chill the ground, so watch out for like the ground that looks like it's like a little foggy, because you move super slow if that something you stand in. But I wouldn't say this character is very difficult. So again, whenever you see the character make a slam sound, usually it'll be like kind of a wind up to it. It's like you'll hear the drums. Melee him, so he doesn't even one-shot us. Whenever you see his like hand go up, but when you see it go in red, that's where you're gonna get one-shotted, potentially. And also when the ghosts go up, they're gonna come down and hit you, but I don't think it's gonna one-shot. It's usually like the slams, again, that are the deadly area. So we're gonna go up and down. Oh, we didn't even see. Sometimes we just take like no damage. That's how it should be. But again, if it crits you, I don't even know what the enemy's crit multi is, but I don't know. It's like 300% or something like that. Like that did a lot of damage too, but that's like reasonable. But the game is supposed to be very hard, but it will get very easy. Ice, we want to move out of the ice. It's 30% reduced action speed, so that's like everything. Alright, now he's gonna drop a skill gem for us, and then we can swap off of this if I want to. And we're gonna try out a new build. Do we get a ring? Oh no, it's a robe. Okay. I'm okay with, let's see, do we have upgrade mana plus? No, no upgrade on that. So now we get to go to the next zone. So what we got from that boss was the uncut skill gem, and then also there's a sarcophagus besides, is it like close by? I think there's like a sarcophagus that's somewhere in there where you can get, I guess, a ring, but is it really that worth it? It's okay. I can skip out on it since I didn't see it. But now we are in the Haunting Grounds, so there's a boss that will grant us +2 weapon set skill points, and then we also get a uncut gem level 4 over here. But we're basically, we finished this area over here, which was like the tombs, and now we're in the Hunting Grounds, so that's our current area. But I did show you, mention I want to show you guys the lightning, so I'm going to do two things. So one, I'm going to show you guys how to engage with trade. If you happen to have an Exalted Orb, feel free to do this as well. Make sure we get the waypoint, by the way. So I want to show you guys how to trade. Again, this is 100% optional, but I want to show you guys it because I think it's definitely worth it.
Well, you pay them a visit. Watch yourself out there.
So we're just talking to the NPCs. And then now the hooded one should be waking up, and then we get to identify stuff. So while she's doing her little like animation over here, what we're going to do is go to the official Path of Exile trade website, and I'll show you guys where to go for that. So it might take a sec because it's got to like log in. Okay, let's go talk to the NPC.
Yeah.
And then so now this guy will identify items for us. He can also refund our skill points, which is awesome. So this one over here, I don't really want to run this one, but we're going to go ahead and go to Una.
It's in my...
She's going to tell us to get her loot, which will give us extra skill points as well. But we're going to go sell all of these items because I don't need them.
I accept.
This has got increased recovery rate, so we can upgrade that. And we can see if there's a better bow too. I'm going to go actually trade for a bow because I want to show you guys how the trade system works. Because you can trade super early on in this game. But this is actually not too bad. It's 11 to 21 in terms of damage. Like, this is better than what we've got right now. It's going to cost 300. That's why I was selling stuff for gold. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a bow with the highest DPS. So, again, this is optional. But the official website is just pathofexile.com/trade2. And it's going to be, if it's your first time, you're going to have to log in. Whether you're Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever. Oh, it looks like someone wants to trade for an item or something. Cool. This guy actually wants an item. What we're going to do is I'll show you how it works. So we're going to invite him to our party. So he just whispered us. It was like crazy coincidence, but I want to show you guys how we can trade. So that item that I listed before, again, you need what's called a premium stash tab if you want to look more into. Again, I don't think this is really worth going into with premium stash tab right now, but it's going to be basically the same when we're buying items. But I want to show you guys buying. What the heck is this? So that's not exactly what we wanted. Okay, so sometimes people will do this. So I was looking for one exalted orb, but like for some reason he started putting in these other things. I don't know. It's fine. But probably should have just gave it to the guy anyways. But I figure it's kind of important. But in the very beginning, again, pathofexile.com/trade2. But you just saw how the guy offered me another thing. Sometimes it can be okay to accept certain things that are like equivalent, but I don't really want to deal with that right now. But I wanted to show you guys at least that like that can happen where people, they try to trade you things that like you listed the item for like, you know, $1 and he's like, I'll give you a quarter, or like he'll be like, I'll give you like 2 gumballs and something else. It's like he's offering something else that I didn't really list it for, which was weird. But anyways, the most important thing is pathofexile.com/trade2 is the official trade website for the game. And then all you do is you make sure that it has Runes of Aldur, which is our league right now, because that's the seasons in the game. And so what we're looking for is we're looking for a bow, right? So we're looking for a bow, and then I also want to say that I only have a certain level here. So our level right now is 9. If you hit C, you can check your character level. So we want to make sure that it only has a maximum level number of like within like reason. So let's just type in 10, right? And then I just want to also go to the trade filter and put exalted orb equivalent, and I want max 1, which means that I only want to spend 1 exalted orb on this bow. And I want to see whatever bow has the highest DPS. Like this one over here is only costing us 1 regal orb, which I have, and it's going to give us so much more damage. It's 39 DPS. So all I have to do is hit direct whisper because I have a regal orb, and I'll show you guys how that works. Maybe taking that for 1 regal would have been totally fine, but anyways. So you can see I whispered him. He's going to invite us. We hit accept. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wait for him to come to town. And you'll see that he'll open up a trade window, and then we can take in the item. So maybe, like, the other guy actually offered us 2 regals. It would have been probably fine to take it, but I just wanted to mention that, like, again, sometimes people will offer you things that you didn't list for. And, like, usually what you do if you want to offer them something that's not there is you say, hey, can I give you this instead? So now we're going to have a awesome bow. And I can actually put some sockets in this bow. So we can activate these orbs, and you can see we can put sockets in this bow. Now, we can only have up to 2 sockets in this weapon, but now we can take those runes that we got, and we can put them in, and now our DPS, like if we look at our bow, because we're going to get a new skill now, again, this is optional, you can play Lightning Spear if you want to, but now I'm going to click bow, I'm going to get Lightning Arrow over here, and then eventually we're going to get Lightning Rod as well. So now we're going to get this. And we're going to go ahead and put it in. And if you want to remove one, because you're going to have limited space eventually. But now we have our lightning arrow here. But I'm going to right click on the lightning spears gems, like the elemental armament and the rapid attacks. And now I'm going to socket these in. And you can now see that these ones are in our lightning arrow. But I want you guys to look at the DPS that's going to be crazy now. Again, we just spent 1 regal on this. This is why trade is very important. We go from... Well, technically I could have bought a better bow anyways off the NPC, but it's not going to be as good as this one. So our damage goes from 47 DPS to 107. That's a pretty big jump, right? So that's going to be a huge advantage. But there's also another item that I wanted to show you guys that's huge while you're leveling. So if you ever want to just reset the trade filters, by the way, you can just click on this. But it's called Dusk Bloom, and it, Dust Bloom. This item is so godly. Wait, why is it? Did they delete? No. Did they delete this item? Maybe they removed the item from the game. They do this sometimes where they just like nerf a unique, or they'll just delete it out of the game. Okay, well, I guess that one's out of the question. But later we can get some other rings and stuff. I don't really need to trade any more than just the weapon. This is like the only thing that I actually usually end up trading for, but in like the earlier stages of the game, because the weapon is so important. We can also get better, like, we can maybe get some better boots as well. That could be actually a pretty nice upgrade. Let's see if there's better boots with movement speed. So again, I'm going to make sure that says runes, because that's the league that we're playing, and we want to type in movement speed on the stat filters. And then again, we're going to buy out price 1 exalted orb, because that's what I have. Or if you have one like 1 regal, you can type in that as well. And then you can go to the item level, the max item level. Let's say we're going to put in like 10. Okay, so there's nothing. Oh, it could just be the... You know what, guys, that it could be? It could be the trade website is broken. That's why, well, actually, hold on. We typed in Dustbloom. Okay, never mind. Sometimes the trade website in the first day, it is broken. So you can see all of these cost 1 Orb of Alchemy. I don't have an Orb of Alchemy. And it registers that 1 Orb of Alchemy is worth less than an Exalted Orb. Therefore, if I whispered him, he might accept it, but I should always ask. That's why the other guy just decided to, I don't know, the guy just wanted to go in. But we can also type in this. We can do Regal here. So let's type in Regal. A Regal Orb. And you can see we could get boots if I accepted that trade, which I totally wish I did now, but it's part of the game. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the hunting grounds and complete the thing. And I'll show you guys our new skill. And again, it's optional if you want to play it, but as long as it's lightning, it's totally fine. So we're in the hunting grounds, and what we want to do is fight this boss, because in the hunting grounds, which let's see if it does it in the correct order. Yes. The boss, the Crowbell. So that's the main thing that we're going to be looking forward to doing right now. So let's go ahead and keep it going. So, oh, let me actually change this skill over here as well. So now we're going to swap to Lightning Arrow. Also swap it to over here. But yeah, Lightning Arrow is going to be fantastic. Plus our DPS just went up like crazy. So you can see now it bounces. I mean, honestly, it's very similar to Lightning Spear.
What kind of beast could do something like this?
But we can still tap him with this, and then we get our bonus. So now we have like Spear, and we've got our Lightning Arrow. But you can see right now our mana is kind of suffering, but later we'll get some extra mana regen. And that'll help out. So what do we have? We can get, let's see, Runic Ward. Get, okay, so we can get a Regal Orb. Let's get this. Oh, the bonus was 1 Exalted Orb. So if we finish this, we get 1 more Exalted Orb, which is huge. And I can spend that Regal and get that extra movement speed.
Exile, but unbroken.
But like, see how our damage is just so much better now that we like just got that 1 item. Our build's gonna feel super good now. And then we're gonna get our first big upgrade soon. In terms of our like auras. But also, what's really interesting is you can still do parry. We can still like block, so you can like kind of mix and match. That's one thing that's really cool with PoE 2 is like the weapon skills. But yeah, what we're looking for is a boss. Welcome back, Sparrow. Is this Duelist of the Roses? Yes, this is Duelist of the Roses for the PS2. You got it. But yeah, now that we have that extra Exalted Orb, that's gonna be fantastic. But we're gonna definitely look for some new uniques too. That's something that you can always look out for. A lot of times during a new season, there's a lot of like leveling uniques that they'll throw out. A lot of uniques in this game actually suck, and they're like fantastic for leveling, but they're just like bad for endgame. Ooh, we've got our first amulet, which is great. It's going to give us a lot of intelligence. So let's go ahead and see what this does, and we have all attributes. Cool, nice. And we'll also look at some uniques for like leveling potentially. Then again, if you get an Exalted Orb here or there, it's good. But the most important thing that you really should be using your Exalted Orbs for is really just getting upgrades on your weapon. That's the most important thing that you're really going to feel. Maybe a chest piece with a high amount of evasion rating for us could be great as well. But I honestly don't bother getting too much defenses. Because like, even though on this PlayStation we technically died twice already, which is unlucky because we more than likely just got unlucky and got critted. Is that like dying isn't that bad, but like if I had, let's say, a lot less damage, it would take me so much longer to do all the content in the game.
Proof of my prowess.
Oh, we got our first talisman, so I can show you guys what this is. So how it works is on your belt, you can have these things called charm slots. And what charm slots do give you the ability to put a charm. Oh, is this? Oh, wait. Oh, okay, my bad. This is not a charm. That was a talisman. But once we get one, I'll show you guys what that looks like. But to explain it, you have these sockets. You have 3 charms that you can slot in, and they will give you a bonus depending on whatever condition. Okay, there's our little boss here. We can just kill this thing. This isn't the boss that we're actually looking for, but some of these, if you encounter them, I'll just kill them because they give you some uncut support gems that can be okay. So let's keep it going. So there's the farmlands. If you spot the farmlands, walk in, and we're going to do the same trick that we kind of did before, which is we walk in, and we get the waypoint once it lets us load in. Okay, so we're going to get the waypoint.
Another runestone nearby.
And then we're going to go back because we're looking for a specific boss to grant us the bonus. So remember, you can hold space to run, but don't run if there's another like unit really close by. So we can go ahead and click on these to activate these.
Good work.
Okay. We got a checkpoint. So the boss should... Oh, you know what? Is it just... Does it just put... I think it just puts checkpoints wherever that thing is. Which I believe it has to do with the new league mechanic. But yeah, again, you don't have to worry about killing every single enemy. But now, since we have so much damage, it's not even that bad just to take a shot once in a while so we can still get extra. Alright, so this one over here is Fraythorn. See if we can get this area as well. Is there a waypoint? Oh, you know what? This one may not have a waypoint. Oh, you know what? It does. Okay, good. Say it's not like right next to the spawn. We might have gotten lucky on that one, that the waypoint was relatively close by. But we're still in Haunting Grounds because we want to do this area first. Because we want to get our +2 skill points, and then we'll do Fraythorn after. And then we go to Ogden Village next. This looks like Diablo 2. Yeah, it is very similar. It's an action RPG. In fact, this Path of Exile 1, I was actually inspired by Diablo 2. But, let's go continue. So this is the boss that we're actually looking for. Just like before, if you hear that slam attack, move a little bit further back. But he's really easy. You can only do so much damage to him before he is unable to take damage. So you really can't one-shot him or get him low enough. He grabs the bell, and then you're going to attack him. And then eventually, he will move, and then we can finish him off. But when you hear that, see how much damage it does? That's a lot of damage. But anytime you hear those sounds with the drums, like that, move out of the way. You see how we're barely doing any damage to him now? Because he's going into his last phase. And you still do damage to him, but like it's almost impossible to like fully get him down. But now we're in the final stage right here. It's just big attack. He's dead. Now we get the Book of Specialization, so we get 2 weapon set passive points. So in this game, what's cool is you can get skill points that are just for your like offhand. We can check out this to see if this is an upgrade. Ooh, that's a nice upgrade. So we got some extra lightning damage and some more dexterity. Cool. Very good stuff indeed. And since we have the checkpoint over here, we actually want to, let's see if it shows up. Oh, let's go you over here. So the other place that we're going to go to over here is do the King of the Mist, which will actually grant us another bonus. So we'll go teleport over there. And we have 2 additional skill points, so we're just going to go. And now this is where the game gets interesting. So you can select if you want like Dex, Strength, or Intelligence. If you need these for any gear, feel free to go ahead and get it. I would say since we have like Dex on some pieces of gear, we can just get Strength because that's going to give us more HP. It's a small amount, but like it all adds up. And then we're going to get... in this one, we can maybe, let's say, go for Int. There are certain requirements that we will want a lot of Int for. But if we need accuracy, then Dex would be like the one that we would select. So let's go to Fraythorn right now. Let's keep it going. So now we're going to have to cleanse these ritual altars. So we're going to click on these, and they're basically going to summon some monsters in this circle that we cannot leave. And then this boss over here, we can maybe look at getting regen after we finish all of these. We can maybe go buy an upgraded armor. We could also look at some of the newer uniques, perhaps that if they are common to drop, maybe swap to a unique here or there, maybe get some extra regen. But our damage is actually really, really good right now. Our damage is like through the roof, which is awesome. we have another additional skill point. So some of the stuff that you can get is really nice. We can get this penetration, which is great for bosses. And then also one of the things that I really like to get earlier on is these to get chance to shock, which is going to be really important for something that we're going to get very soon, which can do lots of bonus like AoE damage, which will make our clear speed so much better. I actually like to rush that, but yeah, we have to put this point in so we can get like, let's say 1 dex. We can kind of balance it out. The reason why is because for a lot of the lightning stuff, it has a really high amount of int requirement, but strength is just good for like flat amount of HP. The game tells you which each stat does. So int will give you mana and intelligence, gem support capacity, and then dex will give you what is it? Where is it? It gives you the requirement for some dex-based stuff, and then also gives you accuracy. So basically, dex gives you accuracy, int gives you mana, and then strength will give you HP. So it's nice. Like if you don't have any one that you need for like an attribute requirement for an item, I would say strength is kind of like the better choice. But again, for our build, we're going to need lots of intelligence. Okay, so let's see what we get from this. So we get an uncut support gem from this, so that's worth it. And we get more storm runes, so let's go ahead and do that. Found this is the second altar. There's basically 3 here. A lot of damage. Maybe look at an item with a lot of life regen. I wonder what's the highest that you can get in the very beginning. Or we can just look for something that has a high amount of armor, but the more armor that it has, we will also need to have more strength, more unlikely for the requirements. I think if we follow these little like beetles, it should go to the right area. This armor will probably be a nice little upgrade as well. So let's see if this armor's better. Oh. This is giving us, both, and it's giving us some strength. So it's not too bad. We lose out on that regen and the HP though, but it's fine. I think it's worth. Take a little bit less phys damage. Our evasion, we don't have a huge amount right now. I think our damage is so good right now that we can take this on no problem. This is another boss that's a little bit difficult. So now that we've killed all of these, I think we can just follow those little like purple bees. Flies. I think it was going this way. I guess it's right over there. Oh, there's the checkpoint, so no, it should be right here. Perfect. Even better. Cool, we got a ring. We can, let's go modify this ring before we fight the boss. See if we get some good, either resistances or something like that. Could be nice. So we have some extra mana. So let's go upgrade it. Let's go. Now we have 2-6 physical. That's great. What else did we get? 9 fire resistance. Cool. All usable stats. Now, the reason why physical is so good is because our lightning arrow can convert the physical damage into lightning. Yeah, if you were enjoying Lightning Spear, for example, like you could still play this. This is totally fine. They're both, you know, elemental damage, attack damage skills, so all the stuff that we'll get is very similar. So when you hear the slam, move out of the way. So he actually has a mechanic that's very important to mention how it works. So if I can, I'll try to mouse over it. I don't know if they've changed it where you can't read it. But see, okay, so he puts a debuff on you, and how it works is that the debuff will either be, he wants you to move, so it says keep moving or you'll be imprisoned. So right now, if we stop moving, we're going to get imprisoned, and then we'll hold still, and then we're going to take lots of damage, because he's going to try to do a slam attack now. But there's sometimes where he'll activate an ability, and then he will make it so if you are moving, you will then get frozen. But he has a second phase. This is the second phase. Oh, we have our other skill points, so we can put that in. Like I said, I like to get this like early on. I feel like it's very, 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 very valuable to get this. This is all chance to shock, which will make sense very soon. So what shock does is you'll see, it's like this one, stop moving or we get imprisoned. So we want to stop moving. Okay, now we're good. Otherwise we get imprisoned and then that thing will follow you and it will explode. Now he's doing a slam attack, so we move out of the way. But you'll see that that shock on the enemy, and the reason why I always play lightning in almost every single like build in Path of Exile is because lightning applies shock. And what shock does is it makes it so they take 20% more damage. So this one is keep moving or we're gonna get hit. Also, don't touch his purple eggs. Alright, now we get to take these as the rewards. I don't think we really need the shield, to be honest. But the most important thing that you get from this is the Gem Bloom Skull. So if we right-click on it, we get what's called Spirit. And we also get a Spirit Gem. And then we're also going to right-click on this. And what we're going to get is called Herald of Thunder. Eventually, we're going to run both of these. This is a defensive one. This is damage. Again, if you die during the campaign, it doesn't matter. This is a great thing for survivability. But this is great because it makes clear speed way better. So now what we're going to do is make sure that we have our Herald inside our skill bar, our gem capacity thing. Then now what we have to do is right click on this and see how our spirit goes from 30 to 0. Now it's active, and we can also put support gems in there as well. So we can go Herald of Thunder, so we can get more area damage but less area effect. Or we can see what else do we want over here, because there could be a lot of things. We can get more elemental attack damage. That one's probably going to be one that I'm going to throw in. So that one could be good. And then what else do I want to throw in here? Because I have 2 support gems. And then what else do I want that could be valid over here? Some of these will have more of a multiplier. It'll cost you, like, say, like more. Like this one gives us 35% increased area of effect. So what happens with this, by the way, because I should probably explain this. So while active, killing a shocked enemies with a non-herald attack, which in our case is going to be our lightning arrow or lightning spear, will cause subsequent attacks to release a lightning bolt, which deals attack damage to all of the surrounding enemies, which is pretty cool. And you can see, oh wait, if I hold Alt, I can click on this, which shoots out, and let's see, it tells you how much spirit it reserves. But yeah, it basically will hit other enemies, and it'll give us really good clear speed. So we could lock in this, and we can get even more damage. And that's usually the thing that I'm going to go for. So let's go ahead and grab this one over here. So you can see the damage also that this deals. But yeah, it's really cool.
So thank you.
So now we get to select a charm, and in the very beginning, I think, because the boss actually hits for cold, so we definitely want to get a sapphire charm eventually. But in the very beginning, the most common source of damage in a lot of action RPGs is fire. But for this, because I want to make sure we have one of these for the boss, because the boss in this act hits for cold damage, we can now slot this in. We can also modify these. We can add, like, how these work, by the way, because I was talking about this before. So these charm slots, you could have 3 of them. And how it works is, you can see where it says consumes 20 out of 40 charges. So whenever we take cold damage, we then have 25% cold resistance for 4.8 seconds, and we have a chance to gain a charge when we kill an enemy. So that's kind of how it works.
Yes.
But now that we're done with this, we're good, and the quest is now completed. Usually Ritual gives you like a reward, but I guess we don't have access to it yet, but that would be another mechanic that we can talk about later. But now we're going to go to Ogham Village now that we're done with this. So Again, the important things to note over here. So we just killed the Crow Bell, and we just got the Ritual Altar completed. And now we have also killed the King of the Mist. And then we're going to look for Ona's loot. That's the next quest that we're doing as far as this goes. I'm not sure how this order goes. I think, yeah, it shows you this. And then we just killed the Mist over there. And now we're going to the farmlands. And we need to get Una's loot. That's the most important thing over here. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's identify all these items. Because he identifies items for free. You can also hold control and click on the NPC if you want to disenchant, but I'm just going to sell these.
Over time.
Ooh, what have we got over here?
Do you think?
Armor, energy shield. Let's see. This is giving 1 level to all minion skills. We don't have minions yet, but could be something that we consider later. It actually gives us HP, so we can swap this. Oh, that gave us HP too. Oh, that's fine. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. I don't really care about this. We don't care about that. Mana per enemy killed is actually still a decent stat, just so I don't have to push the mana button. But we have 2 Exalted Orbs, so we can buy something. Maybe get another ring that also has mana on kill.
Bye.
But if you want to check see if the NPCs have something, you can type in NN, and if something has movement speed, that will pop up. Oh, cool, we got a boots with movement speed. Fantastic.
alive?
Yeah, I just want the movement speed. I don't really care. I don't even need to read the rest of the stats. Now we're going to go back to the Path of Exile trade website, and hopefully we can find some extra mana on kill on a ring. That's kind of what I want to actually go for now. So if we can find boots with more movement speed, let's see if we can find more boots with more movement speed. So it looks like only 10 is the maximum amount that we can get for a Regal Orb. So we can check. We have 1 Regal Orb and 2 Exalted Orbs. These are kind of the only things that people would trade for in the earlier stages of the game. But you can try listing other things. But let's go to Exalted Orb. Or we can maybe change it to, let's say, level 15. Let's see if we get way better movement speed. Oh, we can get 17. So this one is giving us Thorns crit. It's giving us Thorns. It's giving us 50 HP. That's not a bad item for, you know, earlier on to get extra movement speed. But we can also check to see what level we are. So we're level 12. So that might be a little bit of a stretch. So let's go to level 12. And like sometimes you look for things and you're like, okay, well, there's just no upgrade. And that happens. What are these? This gives us Ailment Threshold, which is kind of cool, which means there's less chance to get hit by certain debuffs. And then it also gives us Iron Reflexes. Oh, it doesn't tell us what that does. Okay. Well, let's not get too far into that right now. But that grants us, I believe, it's like all your evasion rating becomes armor instead, which can give you some damage reduction, which isn't actually that bad at all. Some people really like it. Can be another option if we want some more survivability. I was just interested in anything that was giving us movement speed, but that actually could be maybe a fun thing to mess around with. It'll definitely prevent getting one-shotted, but we may get hit more often, but it's a trade-off. Actually, let me show you guys what that is. So Iron Reflexes, if we just type it in over here, is right here, and it converts all of your evasion rating to armor, and that will grant us like actually a pretty nice buff. If we have a lot of evasion rating, again, it becomes armor. So how it works is there's several ways to have defenses in this game. There's your energy shield, which is right here, and then that's basically just like more HP. And then you have armor, which reduces the damage that you take. So if I go check my armor over here, so we have 125 armor, which gives us 35% physical damage reduction. And then we also have evasion rating. So our evasion rating right now is 100, and we have a 23% chance to evade attacks. So armor is basically physical damage reduction. Evasion rating just means we literally don't get hit by the attack. And, well, the thing with evasion builds is, like, on a boss, if you get hit and it's a crit, well, you just get one shot and it feels bad. But the trade-off is that, like, sometimes when the boss hits you, you may not get hit at all. So Iron Reflexes can kind of change that. But I just don't like that it's only 10% movement speed. But what I do want is, like, mana on kill. Oh, is it, like, I forgot what the exact word is. Sometimes, like... Oh, it's 2 mana on kill. Is that it? So we're just typing the word mana and we'll find out what it is. It should be... Oh, man. Look how many tags have the word mana. It's kind of crazy. I know it's like mana on kill. Oh, do I still have those gloves? Let's see. If we go to buyback...
These are just some odds and ends of mine.
Oh, gain mana per enemy killed is the keyword. This game is very specific. Yeah, okay. So now we have this. And we're going to see what items could give us that. And I know it's gloves. I guess it can be in the weapon as well. But I want to find, let's say, a ring. So I'm going to go to item category, type in ring, boom. And let's see what comes up. So I want the most amount of mana per enemy killed. This one giving us an additional curse could be kind of cool too, but this is really great. That's giving us physical damage. Oh, this person apparently is offline. But yeah, the mana per enemy killed is a fantastic thing, but I maybe want some more stats on it. So this one only has 17 results, so I can skim through 17. 17 is not too bad. I'll try not to sit in the trade window for too long, but let's say I want an item that is a rare item rarity rare. This way it'll have more stats. Oh, there's only 2 options here. So we have physical damage to attack. This one is actually really good, but the guy is AFK, so we can't really get that one. But this one's so much better because it's giving us life and mana and strength, and it's got 2 rolls on it. That's so great, but unfortunately he's offline. I could get this one as well, but we can also look at different areas. So we can go to gloves if maybe, like, let's say I didn't see any that I liked over there. Let's go to gloves. Let's go to, mana per enemy killed. And then we can also look at, like, what other stats is it giving you. Like, because our current one right here, it's giving us extra cold damage, which is like, whatever. I don't really need the cold damage or int. So that's totally fine. So whatever is giving us more physical or, let's say, lightning damage could be really good. I can actually add, like, lightning damage to attacks. And let's see if there's one with lightning damage and that other stat that we're looking for. Perfect. That's really good. But there's 23 over here. So maybe I also want to get... this is actually kind of cool. That's giving us extra lightning res as well. So you can keep on adding more stats to the item until you find exactly what you're looking for. And like, let's say I want the highest one of lightning damage. Oh, well, it's just this one. Let's see if we can get one that also has, let's see, we want that lightning damage. How it works is you add both of them and you divide it by 2. So let's just say like at least 5 lightning damage to attacks. Okay, there's still a bunch. Now let's say we also want maximum life. Okay, boom. And then also we have to look to see if it's evasion based or armor based, because that can matter as well. So this one for 1 exalted orb is actually pretty good. We can also say if there's like, let's see, what's the most amount of mana per kill? So there's 4. So this one has HP strength. Okay, this one's really good. This is probably the one that we're going to lock in and grab. This one has accuracy. It's a little bit more HP. This one is gain 2 life per enemy hit with attacks. That's actually a really great stat as well, because then we're constantly just gaining more HP, so that can make it so we don't have to mess around with that as well. So this one's actually good too. So we can whisper this guy, and it's going to do it automatically in game, and he's going to invite us to the party. But if he doesn't, sometimes people don't respond in trade, by the way, so don't worry too much about that. If he doesn't respond, that's totally normal. And so if he doesn't respond within the next 5 seconds, I'm going to whisper someone else to hope that we get another one. So we'll whisper that guy, and then if not, we gotta whisper this guy. We just kind of go down the list until someone invites us. Sometimes though, because a lot of people don't respond, don't feel like that you're messing up. Sometimes it's just the nature of the game. So this person said, what is it? So he's saying sold? Oh. So we're gonna go ahead. He said sure.
Shadows haunt us both.
So now we're gonna wait for him, and then we're gonna get these gloves, so then we can kind of solve some mana issues. And then we can maybe also look at a ring to help with mana issues as well. But I think we'll be okay. I'm just going to grab this just so we can move things along. I want to progress in the game. I kind of want to sit here and wait. Okay. So we wait for him to open up this, and then we throw in the 1 exalt. If you need to, hold to change the currency, if you hold shift, it will change it. So boom, now we got some new gloves. Got some good lightning damage to attacks, and we're ready to go. So also, when you join someone else's party, it sometimes will be in their like region. So like if they lived in, let's say, like Russia or China, I might have like really high pings. So it's better to always go back and also leave the party. Otherwise, you may lag a lot. So yeah, once again, we are in the farmlands, and we want to get Una's flute. So we're gonna go ahead and click on this area and go ahead. If you hold control, you can make a new instance, but that's something that we'll talk about later, because you can kind of farm the same area again and again if you want to. So again, we're looking for Una's flute. That's the main thing. We did also get a small amount of damage too. That's the hunting grounds over there. So our gems over here, what are they at? 145, because we were at like 100 before. So a little damage boost, and then mana. So now our mana's looking much better. As in, I just don't want to have to pop our flasks consistently. That's like one of my pet peeves in any action RPG. Is where we have to keep on hitting the flasks every few seconds, you know? It's a no fun zone. Let's keep it going. We're at like an hour, okay. I'll try not to make the play sessions too long. That way I can still give you guys like a path of building. So you can see the kind of the progression of the skill tree as well. But you can see over in the top left our Herald of Thunder, which is that aura that we got that reserves the spirit, which is that new thing that we just got.
That's it. The last one. We've done it.
And?
Okay, so what is it?
Those ancient woods.
Guess we're not.
Okay, so this might be something new that let's see, does it doesn't even give us like a quest marker or anything. But yeah, now you'll see that these lightning strikes come down, but we have to kill these shocked enemies. But it's gonna happen more and more often. So how the shock works in this game is if we critically strike an enemy, which we have like a 5% crit right now, so it's not gonna be super common. Or if we get chance to shock, and I'm gonna get as much chance to shock that I possibly can, because I want to have really good AoE and clear speed, because I want to get to end game as quickly as possible. There's actually like a boss that you can fight inside one of these wheat stacks and cornfields. That should be right here. Stand over here. There's gonna be a boss that comes out. There we go. Ooh, we got an uncut skill gem level 4. Okay, perfect. So the next uncut skill gem that we're gonna get is called Lightning Rod. So we're gonna go ahead and actually get that. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate this over here. And we could upgrade our lightning spear or maybe our lightning arrow, which will give it more damage, which we'll definitely do. But I want to get lightning rod first, and I want to show you guys how awesome this skill is. So we're also going to throw in, do we have any more support gems? Okay, we do. So now we're going to go to our other gem once we socketed it in. We're now going to go add this in. And if you don't have this yet, don't worry, it's no biggie. So what we're going to do is go to the all valid, and we could go like, what's it called, projectile. So there's ones where you can get more projectiles. It does deal less damage, but our whole goal is to just try to shoot out as many of these as possible. What do they actually recommend? I'm actually kind of curious. Elemental armament's always pretty decent though, to be honest. So I'd probably say this one's pretty good. They actually recommend multi-shot anyways, so it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Actually, this one's not bad either. Let's grab this one now. So how this works is now our right click is going to be lightning rod. We're going to shoot these down, and when we shoot our lightning, well, there needs to be a target. It's basically allowing us to bounce all the targets from our lightning arrow onto those. So you'll see what it looks like when I shoot this. It's going to activate those, and they're going to basically spark and do some more damage. It's really good against bosses because we can start setting a bunch of these up, and then we shoot, and it just does crazy DPS. It used to basically melt every single boss, and I mean every single boss in the game would die in like 1 second at the end game. But it's gotten nerfed since then, but it's still amazing. It's just kind of a nice little 1-2 combo. But yeah, we're still looking for the loot, the flute, but we're also looking for the exit of this area, which should probably be closer to down there. So let's go towards like the town area, which is where we should hopefully find the loot. It might be in here, or we go to Una's home. So this is the important thing that we got
Una will thank
over
me
here.
for this, no
We also
doubt.
got another spear. We want to pick that up. Maybe if again you prefer a lightning spear, that's totally fine. Let's go see if. Oh dang, we walked right next to the checkpoint. So this is where the exit is, but. We do have her loot, so we'll get to the next waypoint, and then we'll go back to town, turn that in. We'll be good to go. Should be down here. No? Okay, hopefully it's down to the right. Am I doing Twister? Oh, so we're doing Lightning Arrow or Lightning Spear. If you want to do Twister, that's fine. But I would say that would only be for like really, really lower areas, because I like the elemental damage, and I feel like the clear speed is just superior for this. So now that we've got this waypoint, we're going to go back to town, and we're going to go get our bonus reward for it, and then we can go back and look at what we're doing. So the crop circle, we already got the gem. This is like an optional thing, but I think it's worth it. And then we're going to go to the Ogden Village, and we're going to get the Executioner. So this is a new boss. There's also a salvage bench that requires you to find... I would say this is like kind of optional, to be honest, until like the very end of the game. You really don't need this, but if we come across the Renly's Workshop, we can engage with it as well.
You found my... I think...
Okay, so she's going to give us some passive points, which is going to be awesome.
Could use a tune or two.
Ooh. Oh, mana per enemy killed. Ooh, that's great. Now I'm like really, really set.
I like to hold on. Oh, I like this one.
Because that could be another source of... oh, look, this is life and mana. Oh, 15 to 27. That's like fat damage. And elemental. Wow, that's a really good upgrade. So like I said, I'll kind of mix it up for both, because the build will work for both.
Be careful.
If we do want to put in some skill points over here, we're going to get all of these. So all of these are like these chance to shock. So if we just type in like the word shock, we can find out where all the shock ones are. This is magnitude of shock. These are pretty good, because this is like a more damage multiplier. And then also there's some mana regen. But what this means is our shock, if I get all of these right, there's a 15, so that's 30%, and then another 15, that's 45, and then we have 30, so that's 75% magnitude of shock. So it's going to be able to, instead of, let's say, do, was it 20%, it might be like 35%. It's like, it's really good. It's definitely worth getting those ones. I actually don't even think it's that bad to grab all of these shock ones, but you have to kind of go all around. And there's freeze buildup, which we don't really benefit off of, but this one is still like totally fine to get, because it's just 20% increased damage. But these ones are really great to get. But there's also movement speed. I'm probably going to get this movement speed, because this will also be defensive here. But getting all of the increased shock chance, I think is very, very valuable. This is also attack and cast with lightning, so it's like 5% more of that. And there's also magnitude of shock with crits. You also get critical hit chance. But again, I like getting... I will usually grab a lot of these later in the game, but for now, we can grab some of these. But let's go ahead and continue back to the zone. Oh, you know what? This is, okay, for some reason we're in Freythorn. Oh, you know what? It's because we used the waypoint. I was gonna say, why did our portal go back into some other area? Okay, so we were still at the village over here, and then we can get Renly's tools, and then we're just going to the next zone.
Bring it on.
I'll show you guys how awesome this skill is against bosses. But again, if you come across the tools, you can get it now. But honestly, I don't think it's like necessary to get. I'd rather get to the end game, and then we can get it later. Which again, it's still, I would say, like you could play the game perfectly fine without that whole thing, because the trade system is so much better now. But if you come across it, like these tools, you can grab them. It's like a quest item. If it's on the way, we'll grab it, and I'll show you what it looks like. If not, again, you genuinely really don't need it. It'll let you convert some stuff that you'll have excess of. It's like you can basically 3-to-1 craft, but again, it's super unnecessary for like 90. I'd say like 90% of players probably just skip out on it. It's for people that may want to do a lot of crafting to, like, let's say, resell. But nowadays, it's so much better just to trade for the items that you need. Especially if we're going to engage in trade. But if you're playing solo, then I would say, then yeah, you can definitely try to go for it. But I'm going to skip out on it because we didn't see it.
Don't do this. Stop. Just wait. Surely we can...
No escape. Not this time.
Alright, let's see. How good is the build versus the Executioner?
You had your chance to kill me. Now it's my turn.
Well, that's a lot of damage. So you gotta watch out for the slam attack. But then also, when you hear that sound, or if he says like something related to like the guillotine, or he'll have a voice line, there could be a giant axe that comes down. But like our damage is incredibly OP right now. So yeah, throw like 2 lightning rods and then just spam lightning arrow, and you'll be good to go. We actually still use like lightning spear too, just for funsies. Let's have another support gem over here, which we could add now to our. So we have Herald of Thunder has both of the things filled. Now we just want to put in Lightning Rod with Elemental Armament. And you actually don't want to increase the size of it. Like, you'd think that like increasing the size would be good, but you can actually lower the size and it becomes better because that's all concentrated. So we're going to go ahead and free her. Gotta talk to Lettuce. And then we go into Mana Rampart. So now, in terms of like our progression, like where are we at right now? So again, we didn't see the workshop, but again, it's fine. It's not a big deal. So now we get the Uncart Support Gem. And then we have the boss. I guess they kind of show off. We're just going to actually, we can pretty much finish this act, I would say, in this little play session here. And then we can get to Act 2. So the area over here, you can see we're actually at the ramparts over here. And I guess we just take a U shape. And we're just going to get to the next area. And there's like a candle boss. And he's going to give us some HP. And then we can get some cold resistance, ideally before this next boss. Ah, yes. Well, I hope you have fun after you finish work, then. What class are you playing? And just like the bosses, you can always throw down some extra like lightning rods before fighting.
Fortune favors the bold.
But yeah, like those boots with the iron reflexes might actually be that bad for like leveling. That way we can kind of prevent some of those big chunky hits. So we have another point. We can get one more point into this because it's a 20% as long as they're affected by a shock. So it's like, okay. This is our first essence over here. This is cool. So this is basically a monster that's in prison, and you kind of free it, and then when you kill it, you get the reward. So we can set up a bunch of these. And then once he comes out, we can immediately start like shocking it. And now we have this. So what it does is it upgrades a magic item to a rare item that adds a guaranteed lightning resistance on it, which is cool. And we also have a mana flask upgrade over here. See if this flask is an upgrade. Oh, we're already at medium, so it's the same. You told me it was gonna be. Oh, you guys were. You and Ray were betting on what I was gonna play. Yeah, I mean, like I always play lightning, except for okay. To be fair, when the druid came out, we played the druid. Like if there's a new class, I'm gonna play the new class. Like that's 100%. Like even with Diablo, like when the warlock came out, we played the warlock. All right, so let's see what we're getting over here. We have whetstones, which can increase your like weapons damage. We have armor scrap, which can improve like the armor on your thing, or you can get an uncut support gem. We'll get the uncut support gem over here. And then we also get like another bonus. What was the other bonus? We have an uncut level 5. Oh, that's going to be fantastic for our lightning arrow. That's 100% worth it. So this is why I love lightning rod, is because you can set up beforehand. Oh, what is this? To transform equipment. That's a new, like, that's a brand new thing. Cool. So now we have this level 5. I can right click on it, and I can check out the level 5 bow skills. I can have ice-tipped arrows. So sometimes when you click on these, it shows a little, like...
Ice-tipped arrows cause your bow attacks to create ice fragments on hit for a few
little video of it. I think it's really cool.
These fragments explode after a short delay.
So if you ever want to try some of these, like, hey, by all means, you can try some of these. But, like, there's also electrocuting arrow.
Electrocuting arrow to lodge a lightning rod into an enemy. Hitting this enemy with enough lightning damage will electrocute them, paralyzing them for a time.
But I'd rather just have them dead. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade a lightning arrow right now. Because I want more raw damage, and it's going to be a lot of damage.
By decree of the Count of Augur, effective immediately, all crimes.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage too.
By hanging until death. Hanged criminals will have their bodies thrown into the pit.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's this way right here. That's my guess. Or where we need to go. Then we'll get some upgrades right before the final boss. Maybe some cold res and some armor. Well, chest piece with maybe some evasion or armor. That's what we're shooting for. Yes, Nathan, this is Path of Exile, brother. Ooh, okay, so now I kind of want to get some upgrades because we're going to be fighting pretty much the final boss. So some of these will have like layers. So now, like if I want to go back to town, I have to click on this that goes above and below ground. But let's go ahead and see what we can get as far as upgrades real quick. You can always click on the little house to go back. So I want to get, let's say, a better armor. Well, what are the good things that we're looking for in armor? I'm only really looking for things that are maybe like level 14-ish. Let's see, what level are we? So we're level 14. Maybe I can swap this to like, let's say 15, right? So let's say like a body armor. All right, well, let's see. Body armor at the top over here. So we're going to go body armor. And again, this is all optional. I'm just kind of teaching you guys like, okay, now I kind of want to upgrade. So if you want to get one too, that's totally fine. So we're looking for a body armor that has the most evasion rating, or maybe I want one that has a lot of armor, but like that's a fat amount of evasion rating. And let's say I want like life regeneration per second. So let's say I want like the evasion rating. I can also put equipment filters and put evasion rating. Where is it? Evasion, let's say like 150 over here. Okay, there's not that many to look at. Perfect. What's the most amount of life regen we can get? It's 3.7. It actually isn't that bad though. But we can also look at different uniques. So this is another thing that you can do. You can always copy and paste the text over here, and then you'll have like the same search for the trade. So what I want to do now is I want to get something. Let's say I don't look for these, right? How much HP does this even give us? Isn't even worth it. I mean, that's like 7. At that point, we can just remove it. But I'm just going to hit this, and I'm going to do the rarity. I'm going to type in unique, just to see if there's any sort of unique that has these stats. There's gloom form, okay. You have smoke cloud when you're stationary. If you're like, well, what's smoke cloud? Well, you have to go to the Path of Exile wiki to look that up. So let's go look it up. Smoke cloud PoE2, because PoE2 and 1 and 2 are different. So this is actually a really good website, PoE2DB. So enemies standing in the smoke cloud are blinded. Blinded makes it so they have less accuracy, which is less chance to hit you, and you have a higher chance to hit them. So they have a radius of 2 meters. Okay, so that could be kind of interesting. So you can kind of sit still. You have some good evasion rating, but I don't feel like that item's that great. So I'm going to skip out on that one. I don't know if there's any good ones with fat evasion rating. So let's say we remove this completely and see what else is there. This one, bleeding is aggravated. You inflict. Okay, so that makes it take more damage. But let's see what else there is. Sometimes it's good to just to check out what else there is that exists. So let's say like this one over here. This one gives us 90 HP. That's a pretty big amount of HP in the very beginning. And there's a downside though, 25% chance to be inflicted with bleeding when hit. So obviously there's a double-edged sword with that, but 90 HP is huge. I mean, I only have 300 HP. So sometimes just looking at uniques, you can find certain things that you may really like. Like Bramblejack's kind of cool, but you can't evade attacks, but you have your melee physical damage taken reflected to attacker, but you generate 5% of maximum life while surrounded. I think that means you have to have like 3 or 4 enemies around you, and then that's a pretty good amount. Then we also have Iridan's Tusks over here, which makes it so you have some Thorns damage, you have reduced slowing potency debuffs. That's actually a pretty nice thing to have. 250 armor, and it only... Yeah, that's actually a pretty good item. I actually wouldn't mind that. The reduced slowing potency debuffs. So that means like if you're hit with something that's going to slow your character down, it's 50% reduced. Which, that's kind of nice. But right now, the things that would be great for us is I actually just want like cold resistance. So let's say I want item with cold resistance, and it doesn't have to be unique at this point because I just wanted to show you guys kind of some of the options. So what's the most amount we get? Oh, that's 50 cold res. What does this do? That's kind of nice. It has minus fire res. Damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky while you're on low life. Okay, 50% chance to avoid death. That's kind of actually funny. That might be a fun thing to mess around with, but it looks like some of these stats, like where it has negative fire res, that's obviously bad, but it goes down to 10. So maybe this will be something kind of fun to mess around with. I've never seen this item before. You have a chance to just avoid death from hits. 50% is pretty big though, but nothing's going to give you that amount of cold res. That's a really funny item. But you do have a downside of some fire res, so we can maybe get extra fire res in other spots. I actually want to try this thing out, and I want to see like how good it is, because it's got a good amount of evasion and armor. Like, look at our stats right now. I mean, it's just 63, and it's giving us so much cold resistance, and this boss does cold damage. So, well, that's something I want to try it out. I think it'll be fun to mess around with. But you want to get the lowest amount of negative fire resistance, so that's something to also take note of. So let's go get this item. Let's have some fun with it. And then if we can also use that Regal Orb. We can use that Regal Orb. And we can maybe get some more fire resistance. Because if we look at my character, my fire resistance... Oh, I still have 16. That's not bad. Again, I just wanted to get cold res. So I guess we had some fire res already. But now I still have 1 extra slot for a ring. Maybe I can check the NPC as well. So again...
For what it isn't.
This is like a quest reward, but we can also upgrade our other skill if we want to. I can upgrade my lightning speed to level 5. You can see how it says the base damage gets increased. But as far as it goes, I just really want to do lightnings. I want to upgrade these for now, but later we can do other things as well. So yeah, let's see if there's any items that we can get that would be great for our build. Let's see if we have. Una, let's go to buy. Let's see what she got. Ooh, she has cold resist on the ring. Okay, that's totally fine. That way I don't even have to really trade. It also gives us some accuracy, but ideally we'd probably get some extra resistances. Oh, also I'll show you guys what a Regal Orb does. So this makes a magic item into a rare, but you always want to make sure it has 2 stats before doing that. Now this ring is it's okay. Let's see if we have something. We'll do it on the amulet, because getting another amulet is going to be quite rare. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another stat into this, and it's going to make it a rare item. Accuracy rating, unlucky, not a really good stat. Let's see if this pair of boots are good. Nope, no movement speed, so it's no good. So let's go ahead and get rid of all these items that we don't need. Because now we have this really awesome... We have 75 cold res. Now this boss should be very easy. So now we're going to go back to the... But no, remember, we have to go underground to go over here. So now let's go continue. Ooh, whoa, that's a lot of damage. Ooh. Maybe we need to get way more HP. But remember, we can always set these up before battling. And then once they come out, we just shoot them, and then they just get hit by everything.
Clean kill.
Oh, another thing that you can do for this, if you want to get more cold defenses. So those things that add sockets, we have 2 more. If I wanted to socket this thing, I already have maxed out resistances, which is 75 right now. But you can technically go beyond that, but it's like more special. We can also throw in these runes that would maybe give you some resistances, because I just saw that there's a glacier one. And like this over here will give us extra cold resistance in my armor if I was to socket in my armor, if I wanted to throw that in. Whoa, that was a lot of damage. Feels like things do hit us for quite a bit. Is there nothing in that chest? Oh, okay, here we go. We gotta circle it. So right before we fight the final boss, we'll do one last little upgrade check. Okay, so we got... This one has 10% life. Okay, so what we should probably look for is HP in maybe a ring. HP in a ring, and then boots or amulets would be good. Chest piece we're kind of okay on. I actually think this thing is really funny. I definitely want to mess around with it. And what the unlucky means is the attack rolls twice and it takes the lowest value. But yeah, there's like some candle boss that we're going to be taking on. And then we have an extra point over here. What's really important on a lot of the bosses is to get a lot of penetration. There's actually one that gives you elemental penetration here and area effects, which is kind of nice to have. We can also get this increased evasion, but I want to get like just a small amount of movement speed. I just want this extra 3%. Path of Exile 2 is very stingy with movement speed. Movement speed, attack speed, they're very stingy with giving it out. Like it's basically half of what PoE 1 has. When you kill those guys, the ground is like covered in some like corrosive blood. We're playing this season. We're playing the new class. Oh, here we go. Should be right here. So in this area, there's a couple different like places that you go up and down, but we need to find a boss. But once we kill him, he gives us plus 20 HP. Hopefully we'll get at least one Regal Orb or an Exalted Orb to get some more HP.
You can rest when you're dead. Keep digging.
Okay, cool. This may give us that. So upgrade on our flask too. So what do we have? We have Uncut Support Gem, we have Armor Scrap. I'll show you guys what this does, because I want to show you this. Oh, we have Alchemy Orb. Cool. That'll be enough to get an upgrade somewhere. This is actually very dangerous. Okay, so let me show you what the armor scraps do. So you see how this gives us 125 armor and evasion. I put this on, and now we have quality. Now we have 130 and 110. So that's basically what it does. Later, you're going to get so many of them. Like, I wouldn't really worry about using a bunch of these earlier on. As long as it's an armor that you're like, okay, it's kind of solid for like some time. All right, so we can actually modify this. You're going to get a bunch of these, so don't worry about using these small currencies. But the Exalted Orbs, I would just say just use those for trade. You're going to get way more bang for your buck doing that. But yeah, the most important thing is just get as much cold resistance as you possibly can. The armor, I mean, for one Exalted Orb, it's 50, so there's probably nothing else that's going to come close to it. But you do get negative fire res, so that's is a penalty with it. Looks like a dead end. Actually, did we get another skill gem? We have a level 3. I'll show you guys something cool with the escape shot. So something that's actually really cool with this is you can actually cut an animation of your run with this skill. So this skill, I don't really use it for damage, but I'll show you guys something cool. What you're supposed to do with it is you use it as a defensive skill to go backwards. But what you can do is you can run with it. Get like a better straightaway. So what you can do is you can run, and you flip your mouse in reverse, like from the direction that you're going in, and then you're able to kind of get around the animation of like stopping your run. So you can do this, and then again, because it's really hard to turn around when you're running. You can't really like turn your character around. So when you're running, just move your mouse in the opposite direction, and then that way you usually won't get knocked down. Because if you get knocked down, it's usually a death. We got another level up, and then we can get the extra 3% movement speed. And movement speed is actually a really good defensive stat too, especially for bosses, to stand outside of the AoE. Rocket jumping, yeah, it's kind of like, it doesn't really give you like the ability to go up. I think it actually can let you go up in some areas, but like, I don't know, PoE 1 has a lot more like those gaps. There's another whetstone. So what a whetstone is it'll increase the damage. So you can see it's 17 to 24, and now it's 18 to 25. But you can go up to 20% quality on like most things, but some things can be a little bit different.
The beast hungers.
Okay, so we don't want to go to the arena. We didn't find the candle boss, and I don't think it was right there. So somewhere in one of these areas, let's see if we can find another. We're going to look for that 20 HP, because we're not going to want to come back over here, because there's really nothing to do. So we want to grab that and that. After we kill that enemy, it'll be the last boss of the act. And then once we get to the next like waypoints, we will see if we can get an upgrade on one last thing, and then we'll finish off this act. But yeah, we're looking for the candle boss, which might be in another floor. Okay. So perhaps it was closer. So hopefully we'll find it on this floor. Because yeah, it's permanently 20 HP. Oh, hopefully it's right here, because I see the checkpoint. Yeah, there we go. Chapel of the Fallen.
First ones, hear our
That's no
laments.
statue.
Oh, also what we can do, let's see, we have another level 5. Okay, so we're going to get something called Barrage.
Shadows hover
Barrage
above us.
empowers
It's a lot of
your
yapping.
attack
Okay.
to fire multiple
So,
targets.
yeah, what this does is makes it so your next attack fires multiple arrows. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in. I'm going to put this on W. So now when I use my ability, it's going to shoot out all those at once. It has a cooldown on it, but it's really awesome. But this boss is really easy. When he does that, just start walking behind it. You can also use this on Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod. So pretty much whenever it's up, we can use Barrage. But if you like a more like 1-2 easy combo, then just stick with Lightning Arrow. But Lightning Rod, you really want to use it on bosses. Barrage, it's definitely going to be good. It's just that it has such a better combo than Lightning Spear. But like, if you want to play Lightning Spear and just throw Spear only, go for it. But this definitely will be higher DPS in terms of bosses. But if you want to just use Lightning Spear, one thing that you can get is, that I can recommend, oh, I can't show you it right now because it won't show up. Because these are all just the support gems. But we can also look at the support gems for Barrage. Let's see what with all valid ones over here. Debuff, slowing manage. Okay, cast speed's pretty fast anyways. Less cost. I mean, was it like 18 mana? I don't think that's really worth it. Less effect duration. Sometimes there's more like cooldown. Okay. Well, the only thing that I would say is better is not counting. Consume corpses. Because you really don't need duration on it. The only one that's valid is actually this one, which has a chance not to use your charge. It's 15%, but it's free. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue. So now that we got that So you can see 20%, 20 maximum left, not 20%. But we actually have no life regen right now, which is obviously not as good as having life regen. Oh, we gotta actually walk all the way over there. All right, so let me go back to town, and I'm gonna see if we can buy one. Should we have? What do we have that we can upgrade here? It's like good. Maybe the helm, maybe the amulet. The amulet's pretty much not necessary, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the trade website once again, and I'm going to see if we can get some maximum life. If I can get a decent amount on like an amulet, then I will get it, but if not, it's like not a big deal. So we have 1 orb of alchemy, that's what we're paying, and let's see what we can get for HP. So how much HP we get? 32 HP. I mean, that's like an okay amount. And it also has life regen, but that guy's AFK. Or there's only 2 results. Okay, well that made things easy. We're not gonna get the upgrade, and that could happen. You're like, I want an upgrade, and you just simply can't get it because either you don't have the currency, or there's just nothing good on the market for whatever price that you're willing to pay. Like, I don't have an Exalted Orb, but if I had one, yeah, I would look for an amulet that has more HP. That'd be a nice upgrade. Rings with HP would be a nice upgrade too. The most important thing is we just have a lot of cold res on this, and also having some recovery isn't bad, like life regen, but yeah, I don't have any life regen right now, which is not what I would consider ideal, but that's okay. We can manage. Hopefully, Kappa. Yeah, this boss can be kind of nasty because the fight is so damn long. It's basically that it's so long that you just run out of like potions. But let's go ahead and do it, man. So remember, barrage basically just gives us way more projectiles. It's a really, really fun thing to do. That's why I love bow. Bow is so good in PoE too. It's so amazingly good. We can still use our shield with block too.
I'll remove your head myself.
Go on then. Come and get it.
Easy prey. You'll pay with your life.
So as far as this boss goes, like I say, he's cold damage, so probably cold and physical is what I would recommend. So there's a slam attack. Again, once you hear that, just start dodge rolling. Make sure you are away from him. Slam attack. I think we got hit by that, but it wasn't really that big in damage.
Open the cage. Release the beast. Give me what you promised.
It looks like we're like really good on damage right now.
I'll find someone who can. Goodbye.
Manipulative whore. How dare you abandon me after all I've given you?
Slam attack. So yeah, when he jumps up, so this is like cold attacks. So this is where it gets kind of rough. So how it works is he'll say something and then he'll do like an attack, and you want to roll off of it. You don't want to get hit by like the big wolf. So like usually he'll say like a line and then he'll kind of come out.
As cold as death, of Baylor's misery, the pack won't forget. Solstice of pain.
When he's doing that move, be a little bit cautious. You don't want to stand in the white or like lines that come down. Like we have way more cold res than like what's needed, but it's better to have too much than not enough. This boss is actually really tough, but like we're making quick work out of him. Because lightning OP. Maybe we go back and maybe we can like hit him with the spear so we get that 30% more damage.
And I am ravenous.
So there we go. Woo! And now we get a special portal for killing him. Usually, if you kill them, you get like some sort of cosmetic reward every season. Once in a while, they do that.
If only for a moment.
But let's see what his drops are, and then we'll get to the next act, man. What's new this season? Basically,
Consumed my being.
it's almost like an essence. It's like
Used it against
you get to choose the reward though,
Where has she taken the beast?
and like sometimes it's like
I found messages
these
From
could
the
be like
desert.
exalted orb, an alchemy orb,
from the Vastiri. Yes.
and then you just kill monsters that have like buffed up stats that are somewhat related. Like getting lightning rune was like the monsters did lightning damage to their attacks.
The madness.
But yeah, he talks for a little bit, and then we'll get some drops. Fortunately, nothing really that great though. But
We must make haste.
now
Let
we're
us
gonna
return to
go to
Cleartell.
the encampment and going over our little like PoE thing over here. So we already did Candlemass, and then now we're already in Act. Well, I'm gonna walk for a second, and then we're gonna be into Act 2. So I'll talk to all the NPCs, and then this is where Act 1 is finished. So congratulations, if you made it this far, you have completed Act 1, and then our next step is to follow the Beast's trail, which we'll do in our next part of our PlayStation. But anyway, play session. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed part 2 of our play session. Part 3 will be up very soon. But drop a like on your way out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, so now we got to upload part 2, and I do kind of want to. Do I want to take a break? I'm trying to think. Debating on uploading some of the stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'll take a break and get some food. I think that'll be like smarter. That way I can actually stream a lot longer. So I'm going to take a small break, upload it, and then we'll be back later with more Path of Exile. But thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. And like I said, I'll see you guys in, I don't know, 45 minutes? Somewhere around there. And then we're going to lock in, and we're going to get to the next act. Well, we're actually already there. But anyways, GG's, guys, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for stopping by.